What's the origin of your back and forth with Andrew Tate?
This is a guy who missed a few hugs of his mother. I mean, there's videos of him slapping women around online. I couldn't give a shit about Andrew Tate.
Would you box him?
If he come up to me in my face, I would absolutely punch him in the face. But am I going to make effort to go running every morning? No. I don't care. Because to me, I've got a business to run. I'm not going to take time out to worry about Andrew Tate. I'm not like him. I'm not daddy's little rich boy. I got to earn my shit to get here.
Oh, did he come from money?
Oh, he come from money.
No way.
I'm not just talking about the human trafficking money that he's got either. I'm talking about this will keep him going for another 4 fucking years, will it? You know what I mean?
Don't worry, you guys are going to be best friends in like 2 years.
Yeah, I'll be making money off of his fucking dumps as well. So, Andrew, you're fighting Floyd Mayweather? No, I'm joking. I'm joking. To be fair, Battle of the Rapists, him and Floyd, that would make for a good one. To be fair.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to Flagrant. Today, we're with the undisputed king. The undisputed king of podcasting, especially out here in the UK, but I know he wants to go for the crown globally. Give it up for True Geordie. We got True Geordie in the building.
Cheers, lads.
Okay,
Cheers.
First of all, we're so stoked that you made the time for us. When we decided to come out, you were the first person we wanted to sit down with. I just want to let you know.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Appreciate
I love
it.
what you're doing. I think it's amazing. And I think that there's something that's very unique that's happening with you, and we were talking about it a little bit before, where it seems like every time you rip someone apart, you build like a friendship with.
That's weird, right?
And then make a lot of money from. So I don't like that we're starting out on such a good foot.
No, it's a shame, right? We would have a good beef.
We would.
That would have made
great.
a good one. Yeah. I wouldn't want to go head to head with you though, because I watched your bit on Will Smith and I was like, that's really. This was. We were all sitting around watching this in the studio. We were like, fuck me, like. This is like a year of material, just 10 minutes. You just did it, just dropped it out there at the start of the pod. I was like, you're just showing off now, man. I gotta give credit though, it was good.
Thank you, man. Thank you. But you have this interesting thing with these people you've beef with, like obviously not beef with, but like that you were upset at. Like the Logan thing, I look back at that. We were talking earlier about the first rant that you did against Nile Ranger.
Yeah,
Which is an awesome name, by the way.
Yeah, amazing name.
Sick. I thought it was a nickname. I was
Also,
like True
go
Geordie.
watch that rant right now, everybody that's watching. And like, even if, I'm sure a lot of you know True Geordie, if you don't, just watch it. Explain, at this point, you were just a fan.
You're just a guy.
So
of
I was,
football.
I had no like YouTube thing. I was working offshore.
Yeah.
I was a deep sea diver offshore, so I had a proper job.
Just
I wasn't.
crazy.
Can I say one thing? I knew that you weren't doing video yet because you were like, and I'm done, whatever. And then the video stayed on a little bit. Like you had to press the space bar. Like it was like the total like dad video.
Oh fuck, man, honestly.
Okay, go on.
So this is the weird thing was. So Newcastle is the football team I support in the UK, and one of my very good friends had recently passed away. He died, right? Dark moment, but you know it was you know when you go to someone's funeral and you're thinking about them and everything that they were about, and the whole funeral was about how much he loved this football club. Oh boy. So then you've got this guy who plays for us who's like bitching and whining about the fans. I'm like, oh, just is like within the week of, and I was like, no, you're getting it today. Like, so I fucking pressed this button as hard as I could, you know? And I'm like, I hope you're better. Because he was taking pictures of himself holding a gun like a gangster rapper. And we don't really have that in the UK. Like, people, this is unusual to see because he's, you know, to be fair, he's from like, from the hood, like I get that, and fair play to him. But at that moment, I was like, I hope you're better at shooting the gun than you are the football because you're fucking shit.
Yeah, I
you
love
fucking useless.
Yeah. Yo, you know who got it almost worse than him in that video? The two football clubs.
Yeah, Brighton. I remember
Brighton
that.
and then Hoyland or something like that.
Brighton and Hobart. Like I was like, you can't even fucking do well against this team. Like I just went after
It was
him.
the same two teams over and over again, and they were just getting these shots. It was like you went up against Brighton and Hoyland. Like they're still professional football clubs.
They're all working hard trying to feed their families. He's like, fuck all
those
of
poor guys. They got caught in the crossfire.
Yeah.
But this was the weird thing about Niall was Niall. He had so much talent.
Yeah.
But he's like one of those guys who was surrounded by dickheads.
Yeah.
And then years later, he rings me. He's like, bro, I kind of get a job. Like, I need to change how people see me because he'd been fired from that many clubs for being a bit of a dickhead.
Yeah.
And he was like, look, can you come and help me out, change my image? And I was like, I kind of owe him. Like, because that was what launched me.
Yeah.
You know,
His
so
failure launched your career.
100%. And by that point, like, so when I started, he had like 40k followers and I had none.
Yeah.
And now he's like coming round to the pad and I'm like, it's a bit awkward, this.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Because I had like a couple of million by that point. And But like, I felt sorry for him more than anything.
So what happened on the pod when you guys spoke finally?
He was actually humble. Like he was a cool guy actually, and I just think like how many kids get too much too soon. Like he was just that guy.
Yeah.
But it's sad because he's just wasted his talent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You were saying something interesting before the pod, which is like in football, your football, soccer, for everybody watching back home, a young talent will be like kind of, I don't want to say...
Oh, wrapped up in cotton wool.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Coddled
a
completely.
bit, right? And it's to benefit the team because the club's going to put so much money into him at like a very young age. Like we've heard back home the stories of Messi, right? Like, and I think like Messi's family sold him into sexual slavery at like 9 years old.
That's actually not true.
What?
That's it.
No, I thought that he was...
No. He went to a youth academy.
He could have made a lot of money.
So let's Messi.
What is a youth academy? I thought
it's a soccer
you get your
academy
ass
where you
punched
go when
in
you're
by,
like 10
different people
and they
in
make
Spain.
you great. You live there, and
Oh,
then
God.
They were
They
injecting Messi with like human
Dicks.
growth hormone.
Oh, human growth. Well,
So this is how like they were looking after
So
this
he would
guy.
have been shorter?
Oh yeah, he's been on the growth hormone.
I heard this. I thought there was a rumor. So he was really talented, but so tiny, and they basically put HGH.
Absolutely.
Oh,
That's all true.
Yeah, why the fuck didn't I have that?
Yeah. I mean, if you look at Cristiano Ronaldo as well.
5'9".
I'm just saying.
you would be a
We've got
soccer
like
phenom.
the best unofficial drug culture in football. Like if you look at our soccer players now, like Cristiano Ronaldo, he is chiseled from stone.
So hot.
Oh,
And
yeah.
nobody's wondering like, yeah, do we want to start really drug testing these guys? Because you know in the NFL and they've had that moment.
Yeah,
Like, it's sort of
What?
it's unspoken about. But like, how's
So
this guy?
there is like steroids and shit.
Oh,
in-
there must be. He's 38 years old and he's still scoring 20 goals a season. Like that's never happened in the history of football before.
So that's some people are talking about that bit with like LeBron. There's always the conversation like, yo, you got to be on some shit.
Must be.
Yeah, he's 38.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm 38 and I can't have like 4 tequilas.
Yeah, I mean, you just said that beforehand. Yeah.
It's like a big fucking
He gets
issue
a
for me.
headache before the hangover.
Dude,
now.
it's humbling, dude. I'm out and I'm not even drunk, and I was like hungover at the fucking club, and it was really bad. And there's it's
He
bad.
went up to the DJ, asked him to turn it down.
Yeah.
He did. I'm being serious.
It's too dark here.
Wow.
Turned into like an old Jewish man. But so okay, so then Nigel comes on the pod.
Niall, yeah.
Niall. Yeah, I'm just combining his
Nigel.
names. Yeah. All British people are named Nigel. to
Yeah.
me. So he comes on the pod, and then what happens?
I wished him well afterwards. I was like, I hope that helps because he basically admitted like, yeah, I fucked it right up for myself.
Oh shit.
But he ended up just going back down the leagues and still trying, I think.
Oh,
Is
he's
he
still playing.
Yeah, but it hasn't. It's like complete. Like he was on the fucking. He was the trajectory was so good for him, and he's never been back to the Premier League.
Yeah. Not even playing for Brixton or what was the team?
Brighton. No, not
Yeah.
Brighton. No. No. But like, I wish him well, but it's sometimes like you get that one chance as a kid, and if you fuck it when you're in your early 20s, you never get it again.
Yeah.
You know, there's a documentary on Netflix. I don't know if you saw it, but about a dude who was doing the deep sea diving shit.
Oh yeah, I know that guy. But
Get the fuck out
I don't
of
know
here.
him personally, but I've got one of my best friends who I work with is very good friends with him.
Was that your job?
It's called Last Breath. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
you were
yeah.
one of those.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to briefly summarize what happened in this documentary. Tell me if I'm fucked up.
Okay.
They are diving. I already fucked it up. Where are they diving?
This guy's had one sip of his drink. I fucked it up.
Where are they diving, bro?
Okay, so they're in the North Sea,
Okay.
like off of Scotland, basically.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
fucking horrible. It's freezing
Scotland
cold.
sucks.
Yeah. Watch your
Miserable.
mouth. Watch your mouth about my people.
What are they
Watch your
diving
mouth
for?
about my
How's
people.
Scotland? It sucks.
Scotland, there's more rain in Scotland probably than anywhere else in the world.
That sounds
fire.
fun.
Yeah,
That
like,
sounds fun.
That's fire. You
When I
wish
did
you
my
had rain. Your
diving
people-
course, we had a guy from New York there who was a former Marine.
Yeah.
And he's walking up the pier with me, and the rain is smashing him in the face, and I'm looking at him going, this is shit, isn't it? And he's like, man, this fucking place is hell on earth. And I was just like, welcome to Scotland, boy.
But what are
He's
you
from, like,
diving
New
for in
Jersey or
Scotland? I
whatever.
don't even get. Like, what's in the North Sea? Fucking.
So they're basically where the oil comes from, basically.
Yeah.
The
In
oil.
Yeah, we got the oil.
So
my people.
So yeah, they're diving off the coast, and they basically like pressurized for a whole month. So they live in a tiny a bell. That's what they call it, basically, where they go out into another bell. They get lowered down, do their bit, 12-hour shift for the day, come back up, sleep, and they put this guy out there, and the the boat, what keeps the boat in place so that the divers can stay on the job, failed.
Yeah,
so
because it's not anchors.
So the boat is getting pushed by the current,
By the storm, yeah.
and the diver's umbilical cord, which is what gives him his hot water, his breathing, everything, gets wrapped around something, snaps, and he's just left for dead.
So keep that in mind. It's not like diving has we'd see people do with this big fucking tank.
No.
They're hooked up.
Because they're so far down, so it's not like air diving where you can go to like 50 meters, you go around, you have a look at a nice little bit of fish and a bit of fucking treasure or whatever. Like this is like you are there to live there underwater for about a month.
Yeah.
Jesus
so yeah,
Christ,
he was so far down, it was like just so fucked.
Yeah.
When
Is
that
it like a
happens.
mini submarine, like a very
Kinda.
small
Essentially,
something? Oh,
they
okay.
pressurize and then they just leave you down there. And you live in that pressurized environment for
You're
a
breathing
month.
helium as well, so your voice is squeaky as fuck for a whole month.
That was actually
That's
really
how
funny
bad
too.
Scotland is. They rather live under the
Underground.
water.
Underground. 100%.
But these guys
Yeah.
are making about
SpongeBob SquarePants got a better
£1,000
license.
a day. These guys are making to do this
And
shit.
that's what you were doing.
Well, I wasn't doing it quite as deep as what they I didn't go as deep as them, if you know what I mean.
yeah.
But yeah, it basically the same job as them. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So the guy's umbilical cord gets snapped.
Yep.
It tied around something, snaps. He's completely lost. You can't see anything. You can't see,
It's black.
black.
Yep.
Right? He just gets lucky, walks back to the oil extraction site,
Basically, yeah, the job that he was on. Yeah.
finds a way to climb up it. Again, you can't see anything. You can't even see your hand in front of you. Just lays down on top of it. Runs out of oxygen, runs out of warmth, right? It's freezing down there.
And pressure too, right?
Well, I guess he's already pressurized.
He's all right because he's pressurized, but
Yeah.
he's basically not breathing anything. I don't know.
Didn't breathe for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
30 minutes, he didn't breathe?
I don't think
Lives.
that's
Yeah.
possible.
Because you're not Scottish.
Yeah.
We don't need oxygen, bro. We don't fucking need oxygen.
How long can you
We
hold your
don't
breath
need
for?
warmth,
How long
bro.
can you hold your
This
breath?
guy.
We're different, bro.
So that knows
We're
the
different.
amount of air you can take in, bro.
I take 30 minutes.
That's it.
I got 30 minutes worth of oxygen right there. And
We
I'm
won't be able to breathe if you do two of those. all
That's
right?
true. You guys
gotta
better be fucking careful.
Take the room up.
Facts. Okay, so you've been down there.
Yep.
Okay. For how long?
Sometimes I was doing a few hours.
But you wouldn't do the month straight.
No, so mine was a lot more like it was like air diving instead of sat diving. So there's two.
Yeah.
Basically, it depends on what you're breathing. But so like I would be like, it was like fucking miserable.
Yeah,
if I'm
yeah,
honest,
yeah.
like there was days where so I'm underwater and I'm like using like pressurized hoses where I'm blasting concrete off
Yeah,
of piles underwater that like keep the pier up, for example, to like basically repair a pier that's
Yeah.
old and fucked.
Yeah.
And then you're getting out and you're surrounded by like military guys.
Yeah.
And I was like a young kid. I just wanted to go out, meet women, drink.
Yeah.
And to be fair, a lot of the guys were like that. But like you're looking around and like they're like 40-odd-year-old guys who are doing like coke and Viagra. Like
Yeah.
it was wild.
Yeah.
So it taught me a lot about life.
Did you get into those habits?
I didn't get into necessarily those habits, but I was definitely... I was running as fast as I could to keep up with everything that they were telling me to do. You know what I mean? I was just shagging everything I could.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was the first time I'd had money as
Scottish
well.
lasses?
Yeah.
Yeah. How's that?
Scottish lasses are wild.
They're wild,
They're
right?
fucking mental.
Wild like wolves that have just been left out.
Damn, bro.
Like before you even had a first date, send you a picture of
Pussy, right?
no a dildo in her ass and a dildo in her pussy, and, and be like,
Oh, so they're all like big whores, like
well, I
every
wouldn't
woman.
say that, but
See how they're talking about my mom? They're talking about my fucking
Dude,
mom, dude.
I'm-
My mom left there, bro.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's why, yeah. That's
Yeah,
why.
that was
yeah.
in the stab capital of Europe as well. Like, it was the worst place for stabbings. That's
Wait.
in near Glasgow, it was.
Oh, yeah. That's
What?
where my mom's from.
You think they think they're doing you a favor when they try to kill you in Scotland? Like,
Yeah,
let's
like
get you
this
out
is
of this
horrible.
place?
Let's just
Yeah,
get you out of this
yeah,
mess.
Yeah. No, but my mom left. And,
Your mom
my
left.
mom doesn't know what a fucking dildo
Your
is
mom left
either.
out. I would never disrespect your mom. I
Yeah.
would disrespect your heritage.
No, my
Yeah.
heritage,
Understand?
maybe you can go out, but
Yes.
I know that my mom specifically has
Correct.
no fucking clue what a dildo
Have
is.
you been back to Scotland?
Say again? I went there, yeah. Yeah.
You went
Yeah,
there for
bit
once.
of the old
Once.
Braveheart.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I went, I saw my people, I know what my clan is about.
Uh-huh.
I know what they stand for.
They fuck sheep.
Yeah. No, we don't fuck them. We stole them. And
then-
what we do with our stolen sheep is none of your fucking business.
Maybe you got confused. Thought it was a Scottish woman, had a little sex.
Well, that's the thing. You
Shove a
know,
dildo
once
in her
you've
ass.
tried Scottish, I've only been in a Scottish pussy one time. What
do you think?
And I don't remember much of it, but I was there for a while, so I must have liked
Neither
it.
just shake.
Yeah.
You're like a deep sea diver. You were in there just fucking hanging out,
Tell me about it.
pressurized.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think Scottish women are absolutely beautiful. And maybe they're an acquired taste for you guys. Do you know what I'm saying? Better than Indian
They won't
women.
take any shit. That's one thing I will.
They don't take shit,
yeah,
dude.
Yeah, you got to be careful. They will, like, because I did try a Viagra off one of those old guys.
Yeah.
And he was like, about half an hour beforehand, just take this. Now I'm in my early 20s. I don't need Viagra.
Yeah.
What the fuck was he doing giving me Viagra?
Yeah.
I literally put a shift in on her to a point where the next morning, I put a shift in, lads, all right? So I turned up at work the next morning, and obviously we got to get changed in front of each other. And literally, right, my back. You ever seen Silence of the Lambs where the fingernails are still in the bricks? Yeah. My back was like that. The boys were like, what the fuck happened? I went, he gave us a fucking Viagra. That's what happened. I couldn't come. I was going for like 9 hours or something. Yeah,
dude.
mate. We were having cup of teas in between, just like, so.
That's Scottish women, dude.
That's Scottish women for you. They
They'll
love a
make you a cup
Viagra
of
in
tea.
your cup of tea.
Yeah, but they like it. They like dick, right?
Oh, yeah.
My mom would have sex a lot with my dad.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How many kids did she end up with?
Well, just two.
Just two?
Yeah,
Oh, well, then that
yeah.
was
But they
lucky.
would have like sex for not kids a lot.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Sex for not kids. That's wild.
Sex for not. Yeah. So she just loved it, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you hear it? You ever walk in? Or?
All the time.
Wow.
Yeah. They're loud, dude. Scottish women are fucking loud, right?
I can actually verify that. That's one thing I can verify. She said shit a lot. Shit! I was like, fucking hell, tell me. I'm going to fucking die here. Me fucking hard-on's fucking killing me right now. Honestly.
Yeah, dude. My dad would say the same shit, bro.
And why were you deep sea diving? Like why was that career path number
Weirdly,
one?
I found a video on YouTube, and I'd done engineering beforehand, and they were like, "Yo, if you're an engineer, you can make a fuck ton of money by doing this underwater because it's basically danger money." And I seen that, and I was like, "Well, I'm not making good money on fucking land."
Yeah.
So go on then, and yeah, I just tried it out.
Wow.
Yeah. Wild.
Engineering. What kind of engineering?
I was mechanical engineering,
Smart
like
motherfucker.
not really.
Nah,
No,
engineering is fucking hard. Any engineering
better at
except
YouTube,
software.
That's for sure. I was pretty dumb in the class. Yeah, but.
Okay, so then you continued your, and I don't want to call them beefs because I think there are certain people, podcasters, that beef for clout.
Oh, I'm not H3 podcast, for example.
Okay.
Okay.
Right, because if you can create content that people enjoy, right, you don't need to beef
I don't
for
actually.
clout.
No, I just want to talk about what's happening.
Yeah, I
I
think-
want
It felt
people to leave me the
genuine.
fuck
I think
alone.
you
I don't
did.
want to do beefs.
It
Yeah.
literally felt genuine.
Yeah, I think you just want to be honest and say your feelings on people and things. And
Yeah.
I think that's why it's easier to reconcile
Yeah, exactly.
because your anger was authentic.
Yes.
You were hurt by a situation, and then once you share that with somebody, you go, oh, "Okay, I see why you felt this way. You weren't using me for clicks."
Yep.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I said that to Logan. I don't know if you seen the video
Well,
where.
I was about to bring up
Yeah.
Logan. So how did that happen? So you come out in Logan. Logan did
So to
that
speak.
video. Wait, what? Logan did the video. What was the issue with the video that you had?
So there was the Japan video,
Yes,
which
right.
I know a lot of people hate it, but so long story short, I
Yeah.
found someone dead like that before.
In Japan?
Not in Japan. Wasn't exactly the same.
Yeah.
But
Scotland?
so when I seen the video, it was like 6 a.m. Obviously, they'd released it at US time, and I'm waking up in the UK like, so just check on what's on Twitter, and then obviously it happened. I didn't know who Logan was, didn't have a clue, which was verified because there was a podcast beforehand where I was like, never heard of this guy. I don't know who he used to talk about when other people were mentioning him.
Right.
And yeah, I just was like, it just triggered me in the biggest way, you know, because he was just a young, immature kid who was making light of a situation that I was like, you really don't know what the fuck you're talking about here.
Yeah.
And clearly he missed the mark. Obviously, the whole world knows that. And when I'm talking about him and I'm talking about what he's done and all that, towards the end, I start talking about all the kids who message me who've had mental health issues.
Yeah.
And before I know it, like, I'm fucking crying. Like, I'm actually like,
Yeah.
like it's all
Charged
fucking
up.
happening there, you know what I mean? And then in the end, I was like, fuck me. I just, because I'd actually edited out bits where I was like, I want to fucking punch the fuck out of you, you little prick. You know, like, because I thought, it's not really going to play in my favor if I'm threatening violence here.
Yeah.
And then I uploaded it, and that was the video that I think put me onto another level. I got 200,000 subscribers in 24
Just from
hours
that video.
in one day.
Fuck me.
Yeah, so that was when I was like, wow, this...
So it's probably a lot of people shared that frustration, and you were able to articulate it in a way, and it's like, yo, this guy is
In a
saying-
genuine way.
Yeah,
I think that's where I've nailed certain things before, where people feel what I'm feeling, but I can just say it in a way that just rounds it up nicely.
We've when we were doing those videos during the pandemic, we did these like turn your phone videos. I don't know if you ever saw those, right? And I think we were kind of doing a very similar thing. It's like people felt a certain way about what was happening culturally or politically, and we were able to like slice it thin and articulate it to the point where they felt safe sharing, because sometimes it's scary to say an opinion, especially in
That's what you do fantastically well, man. You nail it. But it's a responsibility that we now have when we have these platforms to kind of say what other people want to say, but can't quite nail it in with the gift that you have and the gift that you guys have. Like it's hard. But I didn't really do it for that reason. At the time, I was like, I'm just fucking raging right now.
Yeah. I think it would be a funny prank though if there was someone who did want to kill themselves to like just do it in the back of one of Logan's videos,
bro.
Like,
as if that boy hasn't been through enough right now.
But like he didn't know it, and you just happened to be in the back, right?
You're gonna do it anyway.
If you were already gonna do it,
okay, but you shouldn't.
You should absolutely not do it. And I think you should talk to somebody if you feel like apps 100%.
Yeah, here's the hotline that you call right now.
Call right
it's
here
on the video.
Call right here. But if you still, after calling, were like, no, this is the right decision.
I'm committed.
Exactly. Find where they're doing impulsive.
I mean, in America, it's bound to happen at some point. You know what I mean? You guys have shootings regular.
Is that crazy to you guys?
Yeah, we think you guys are all fucking crazy.
No, it's normal
Especially
to them.
schools.
No,
What a
but
dumb question.
I don't know. Like, is it?
Hey, is
so
math killing crazy to you?
Yeah.
You've never been in class and you're just like, fuck everyone. Like, you never had that
This
feeling?
is the thing. I'm really glad that we didn't have guns when I was in class.
Because it
I
would've
think
went
I would
down.
have been one of the guys who was looking it up. Being
Yeah.
like, all right.
Dude, I saw a funny story. I saw Dude, you got suspended or something for like pissing on the window of like the teacher's
Fuck
lounge?
me, you did your research. Yeah. I was like 10 years old and I ran up to my teacher's lounge and I was like pissing on the window and flipping them. And then.
So imagine you had an AK, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. I had major problems back then. A lot of testosterone.
Yeah.
A lot of spots on my face and that. You know what I mean? It wasn't good. But then you see these young YouTube guys. I don't know if you've seen any of these guys before they flip.
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't know why women don't want to have sex with me. I'm charismatic. You've seen these guys.
The
These
incel guys.
incels.
Yeah.
They are terrifying.
Yeah, go to Scotland.
There you go. Go to Scotland.
Yeah.
Don't need to get a gun out. Just go to Scotland.
Yeah. So what do we do with these incels if they're like on YouTube being like, yeah, why does no one like me? Like, what's the remedy for that?
They genuinely freak me the fuck out though. Like they are all the same. They make so many warning videos. I'm like, why wasn't just send it to the cops? Like why?
Yeah.
Like, so fucking weird. Like I'm gonna show you all. I'm gonna show you next week when I kill everybody.
Oh really?
Then you'll respect me.
Oh really?
Yeah, that's what they say.
Can I say something? You have a good American accent, and I just realized when you were imitating an incel that you have a really good American accent. You could play an incel.
There you go. There you
There's
go.
no way this
I
guy's
wouldn't be
an incel.
believable. But
You
we'll
think
work
you'd
on
believe
it.
he was going to be
One
an
hell
incel?
of a model American.
What up, guys? You can pirate my new special, Infamous, right now. Okay? I would appreciate it if you bought it at theandrewschultz.com. It stops going on sale this Sunday. All right, the 21st of August, 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You could buy it there. I would really appreciate that shit. But if you're strapped for cash, pirate it. It is what it is. We understand everything exists on the internet. And if you don't know how to figure out one of them pirating sites, I'm sure one day in the future I'll have it up on my YouTube channel. You can wait for that. I just want to say thank you guys so much for your interest. Thank you guys so much for your support. Every single one of you that bought it, thank you so fucking much. It means the world. This has been incredible success because you guys bought it, got the word out, and I'm just so grateful. So thank you so much. DangerSchultz.com if you want to go buy it.
All right, guys, we're going to take a break for a second because some of y'all are getting too damn high. You need to be a little bit high. I get that. Nicer way to go through life. Cool, calm, casual, relaxed. You don't want to just be on normal. You want to be a little bit high. How you going to get just a little bit high? You don't know these days, okay? You smoking that Cali weed that's made by fucking scientists and you're zonked out for the rest of the day. What you need is diet smoke. The perfect amount of high. Also, the perfect amount of legal. That's very important. You're not trying to get Brittany Griner out here. You need diet smoke so you stay out of the penitentiary, okay? Also stay out of Russia. I don't even know if you could take this to Russia, so don't do that with it. But what I'm saying is Diet Smoke has got your back, okay? They got the Delta 8 and the Delta 9 THC, federally legal, and each 10 milligram gummy packs that beautiful buzz that you love. This is a no-brainer. You got to head to dietsmoke.com right now. Use the code Flagrant for 20% off your entire order. That's 20% off exclusively for Flagrant listeners using the promo code Flagrant. Diet Smoke's Delta 8 THC gummies are not for use or sale to people under the age of 21, so please use responsibly. Now let's get back to this. All right, guys, we're going to take a break for a second because some of y'all stink, and we need to fix it. Okay, and we're going to fix it in the most natural way possible. We're going to fix it in a way where you're not destroying the environment. We're going to fix it where that scent that's coming out of your pits is absolutely splendid, and you get to feel good about yourself because of what you are supporting, and that is Native, okay? You've heard me talk about how much I love Native. The thoughtful formulation behind all their products is something I've always appreciated because they understand it's not just what's on the inside that counts, but also the outside. That's why Native is releasing their deodorants that I know and love in new and improved plastic-free packaging. Just like all of Native's other deodorants, their plastic-free deodorant is aluminum and paraben-free. Kills odor-causing bacteria, and has 24-hour odor protection to keep you feeling and smelling fresh. With Native, choose from 10 scents, including their classic coconut and vanilla, sensitive formulas that are formulated without baking soda, and even the unscented kind, if that's what you're into. Are you, right now, ready to try plastic-free deodorant? If you are, go to nativedeo.com/flagrant or use the promo code Flagrant at checkout. And then you get 20% off your first order. That's nativedeo.com/flagrant or use the promo code Flagrant at checkout for 20% off your first order. Now let's get back to the show. What are you into?
I'll tell you what I'm into. This is annoying, really, because I'm in the worst place possible for it. But America are probably better. Big asses, Latino women.
You like big ass Latino women?
Yeah, like huge, thick women.
You like thick women?
I know I like this guy.
Yeah. What do you mean? You like this guy?
I want something. I want something like that. Other men go, don't know about that. Like, I want that.
Really?
Yeah, I want a challenge.
Why is that?
I don't know. I just think with a normal sized woman, it's quite easy for me to sort of do what I want.
Oh, but so you want a girl to fight back a little bit?
Not fight. Let's stop getting that out.
Hold on. You're speaking Arcos's language.
Calm down. There's no hands raised here.
Yeah,
Do you know what I'm saying? I just mean
a wrestle, a tussle.
A little bit of a challenge, you know what I mean? You gotta
That sounded the same both times.
Yeah.
I want you to know that you said the same thing twice.
Okay, you've got to push past a few inches of cheeks just to make it to the hole.
Okay, there you go.
Okay,
there you go.
I don't want to feel like it's just...
Why are you got a piece on you? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not suggesting that. I mean, if people want to surmise that, that's up to them. But
what do you have?
I think it's quite average, if I'm honest with you.
It's average.
But
average on you? Because that's still probably
That's the thing, right? You've made a fucking good point there. Because I've been thinking that for years, right?
Hey,
You know what?
I've been thinking about your dick since you sat down.
It's a letdown. No, this is the thing, right? It's like if you have a huge house with a big garage and then you have a normal size car.
It looks small, doesn't it?
It looks weird, right? Yeah. So like if you don't have a Range Rover, people are like, oh, this is not right. So that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, my balls have been growing lately. I might have some issue there.
Right. What happened with that?
I don't know.
How come our balls keep growing, but our dick doesn't?
You feel that as well?
Mate,
I thought my dick was shrinking. I swear to God. I thought my dick was getting smaller. And I almost like Googled it. And I was like, can dicks get smaller? Like I thought there was like a pill I was taking.
What is the answer
like
to that Google, by the way?
Say again?
What is the answer to that?
Well, I almost did because I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to know the answer. But I think my balls are getting bigger, and I think that's the thing you're talking about. You're a big guy.
Yep.
Even if you have a regular sized dick, it's going to look small, dude.
That's it. That's why women think these short, skinny dudes have huge dicks.
Because
just
they're
look
just
big.
short and skinny.
The backdrop, man.
Yeah.
The fuck is...
Holy shit, that's a great point.
Yeah.
Now, what about a big
I've been
one of these...
stitched up.
Say again?
I've been stitched up in life.
You got circumcised?
Because but like all of this.
Do you have the hood? You have everything? You got the...
I've got
he's British, bro.
Nobody touched up my dick when I was born or since then in that way.
Is that weird? Yo, get out of here. You might connect.
There you go.
Wait, is that
I've got
weird?
a sensitive penis, unlike you circumcised fellas.
I'm sensitive too, dude.
No.
You don't even know feeling and pleasure like
What does pussy feel like then, dude?
You don't even know what pleasure feels like.
You don't. It's that moment when it first goes in, man.
Yeah, we
Unbelievable.
have that too.
No, they're not
What
the
do you
same.
think yours
Because
is
your
like?
dick's been bashing around on stuff unprotected, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mine's
Desensitized.
bulletproof.
You
Yes.
really think?
Absolutely.
It's
It's
a
So when you
science.
pull
Mate, I
it
can't
back,
argue with science.
hold on. When you pull it back to pee, are you like nutting at the urinal?
Sometimes.
It feels so
Only
good.
if there's
when
a
you
guy
just
next
tap
to me. If I look over, then maybe.
What's the quickest you can manage to nut?
that I can come.
Yeah,
Man or woman?
either.
Okay. Woman.
If you're on your own, what about if you're on your own?
Oh, dude, I've come before I'm fully hard. I honestly look
That's
at
a
it.
good one, right?
Dude, I nut.
underrated.
Dude, I nut and it's still going up. I'm like, you don't even understand what happened. I nut on the way.
You fake the throw, and he's like, "Where'd it go?" I already have it back. It's already in my hand.
Dude, that's how fast, bro. That's how fast. I can
Yeah.
get it out quick. Yeah.
Yeah, I like those ones when you're not fully hard.
Yeah. Why do you like them?
Don't know. It's just like-
Efficiency.
You like the efficiency.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's also like a little bit lazy as well, I guess.
Yeah. I feel like a psychopath.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I can nut not fully hard, I'm like, no, there's something wrong with me, dude.
You know, you have nerve endings in your foreskin that a doctor got rid of and threw in the garbage,
Why?
right?
Why do people do that?
Why do people think you threw it in the garbage, dude?
Well, where did he? He didn't. I
Well,
mean, I
we
hope he
eat
didn't
it,
take
obviously.
it home.
We're fucking Native Americans.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Did you watch that documentary on
You
Netflix?
gotta use every part of the
He made a
buffalo, Mark.
macaroni out of it?
Yes,
Yeah.
dude, a calamari.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you watch that documentary on Netflix where that doctor was like, "Yeah, I'm taking semen from these people," and it was just the doctor's cum the whole time,
baby
and he
God,
impregnated all those fucking women.
That's
Wait,
crazy.
wait. What is this?
So you know, women who are going through issues with fertility.
And then he gave them what they
So they
wanted.
all went to this doctor who was the best in the business.
Yeah, yeah.
And
In vitro,
meanwhile,
yeah,
he
fertilization
was
or whatever.
going into his office, knocking one out, putting it in, and he was like, "Yep, got this sample from one of our guys," and he was telling them that
Can I just play devil's
turns
advocate
out
for
the
a
whole
second?
fucking city
Can I
is
just
related
play-
to this
can I
guy.
just play
I
devil's
think I know where you're
advocate
going.
for
and
one
I'm probably
second
with
here?
you.
They're gonna have doctor sperm.
Yes.
Yeah, but
Yes,
a doctor that
that's
thinks
exactly
he can lie
right.
to women's sperm. So that's
Yeah,
that's
that's
Every man lies to women.
Up to your kid to figure
What do
that
you
out.
think about Dr. Sperm is so good?
Well,
It's a
I think
doctor.
I think it's better.
You
than,
want an Indian guy's sperm?
Say again?
Really?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. If
He
I
wasn't
want
Indian.
What was he?
Just Caucasian dude, but he was ugly as well. So a lot of his kids were ugly.
But he must have been smart as fuck to be a white doctor. Like,
He
think
also
of
pulled
the
the
level
wool
of...
over everyone's eyes. Like he impregnated a city.
Yeah.
There was over 50 kids by
And they
the
were
end of
finding
it.
each other through like
50
Ancestry.com
kids.
Way over.
and
And
shit.
they were like,
Yeah.
oh, fucking, they could have been shagging each other or anything.
Wait, do you call it pulling the wool over your eye when you put the skin back?
Yeah.
Is that what
Yeah,
you
that's
got?
the one.
Gotcha. Okay. Now, this guy, while I think he's bad, maybe he justified it by going, listen, I'm going to put this high IQ cum in these women who are having difficulty getting pregnant.
Okay, so I think there was an element of white supremacy in there as well.
Talk to me.
Because towards the end, it was like he was a very religious man. He was like, shock.
Which religion?
He was Christian.
Catholic?
I think so. And he was,
Protestant.
yeah,
Catholic makes the most sense.
Catholic, huh?
yeah.
Catholic, huh?
Stop pointing at that. This
Come
is
on,
England.
dogs. Catholic.
Don't point
bro.
that at me in England.
Dude.
His hair is unbelievable, by the way.
Yeah,
you,
dude.
dude.
really
Dude,
is.
you got to see it when it's pulled back. Like, it's like- you got,
It looks like my foreskin. It's crazy.
It's really I've never seen that like it.
you
honestly.
like that hair though, right?
Yeah,
That's
it's good.
nice, dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
Reminded him some Scottish women he's fucked back in the day, I think.
Those lovely curly locks, we love it. Scottish women are really getting it up the arse in this one. aren't
they like getting it on the ass.
You think the
Well,
Loch
no,
Ness
just
Monster
in
is
this
just a
one.
girl that is taking a swim in Scotland?
Jeez. Oh gosh, you
Oh
cannot
gosh,
say that.
that is crazy what you just said right
Also, we
there,
should look
dude.
that up. That's interesting.
Do you think that's possible? Do you believe in the Loch Ness Monster?
He had sex with her from multiple times.
Yeah, a few of them. Did you hear about that? They say that could have been a real thing.
Yes, I
Because
saw
of
this
the
in the news.
dinosaur. There's a new article come out. Basically, it's like they say it was an old dinosaur that likely just died.
Yeah.
Yeah, as well.
I mean, me and my people believe in it. Yeah.
yeah, your people.
Me and my people believe. I mean, I went to it. Why is that so hard to believe?
Sons of Scotland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clan Cameron, dude. We were actually before we were the sheep thieves and the Queen's Guard, we were the keepers of the loch.
Oh
There you go,
really?
bro.
Yep.
You were the Queen's Guard. You cuck.
Son.
You fucking
This guy thinks because he's Indian, they got their independence by not eating, that he's some fucking brave guy.
That's
Like,
pretty
he
brave.
didn't fight for
That's pretty
shit.
brave.
No,
That's pretty
dude.
brave.
There's no line
Have you
with
seen
you,
you
is
without
there?
food
No.
for 6 hours? You're such a bitch. You're such a bitch.
Yo, hold
You're
on.
such a bitch.
Can I be honest with you?
I need to eat something. If I don't eat something, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. That's him after
Never
4
have I had
hours.
more respect for India than the point you just made right now. Dude, what they did is so much easier than just shooting people.
Yeah,
Not
100%.
eating. That is the ultimate bravery.
Especially as a man, you're just
Yes.
fucking losing your mind, dude.
Dude, that is crazy.
Indian women are good looking.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
You don't really feel that way?
Oh, really? I do, yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, shit.
course.
Did you get in trouble or something? You
No,
have to
but
say
some
that
of
now?
them are like,
Some of them.
some of them are.
Don't you think the guys are better looking?
Nah, nah.
Than
Now
the
you know he's
Indians?
just saying it. Now you know
What?
he's just saying it.
Bollywood actresses are hot.
Come on, dude.
Come on.
There's no
He's never
fucking
seen
way.
one.
Nah. You got to show him your cousin.
So this
You
guy
gotta show him your cousin.
is so fucking good looking. It's I went to his wedding with my wife. I would have left my wife at his wedding for just show the picture, but make sure you show the one with the eyes.
With the eyes.
Oh my god,
Wow.
the eyes are
I feel
unbelievable.
like you've used this photograph.
I gotta
Plenty of
follow it.
times.
He's here, right?
He is here.
Can we get him
No,
to
he
come
left
back?
today.
He's
He
close
left
by.
today.
And then can we
Control stuff.
tie him up and use his holes?
Jeez, what? No.
What? Payback, dude. It's payback, dude. It's payback for what he
I call it ear. I call it ear.
Why are you showing them? Like they don't know what he looks like.
And find the best picture.
Why don't we show True
Every
Geordie?
picture, bro.
Because I want to find the best picture.
Every
you know what I mean? To show
picture. This guy
Geordie.
is fucking.
Oh yeah.
That's a
I
handsome
see what
bloke,
you mean.
dude.
It's the stare.
Oh yeah, dude.
He also doesn't look that
Honestly,
Indian.
that's not even. That's the most attractive part.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is not even the. This is not honestly. This is not even the best looking picture of him.
doesn't
You don't
do-
even get to see how
doesn't
blue the
do
eyes are.
justice.
That's what I'm saying. Find a good picture.
Okay, I'm gonna find a good picture. But I mean, he's horrible at taking pictures. Or maybe I was just seduced by something else. Because
Now you're flipping on him? That's fucked up.
Wow.
I mean,
We should just take a break right now and let you finish
and
off.
let me just get this out of the system. Here we go. I mean, look. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he got it. The
He's
kid's
not
got it.
right now. He's
The
not
kid's
fully
got
hard.
How did we get into this? Big booty Latinas?
Yeah, I think
Oh,
so.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
You got to go to the States for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. They don't have them in this country, unfortunately.
Yo, where do you go for ass here in Europe?
There's none.
It just doesn't exist.
Spain, apparently.
They got a little bit.
'Cause that's, yeah. There you go.
Can we ask you a question?
Because I went to Barcelona once, and they're fucking everywhere there.
I like this
Really?
guy.
Unbelievable.
Okay,
That's a
Unbelievable.
good solution, actually. What if, like, the migrant crisis in the U.S. that everyone talks about, all these conservatives, blah, blah, blah. Oh,
Yeah.
they're busting migrants, whatever. We put them on a plane,
Yeah.
bring them to England, and then they can get into the population and then make big booty English people.
Mark, you know this for a fact that Mexican women are not known for their asses.
Well, they're not.
No.
Where do the Latinos
What?
come from with the asses?
What?
No. Latinas and Mexican women with asses are very different. The asses that the Latinas have that you're probably thinking about, this
Colombia?
is Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Venezuela, Brazil,
Spain. Yeah.
Colombia.
How do we get a migrant
Spain.
crisis with them? We got to do that.
Yeah, we need that. I mean, they would need more like boats and that kind of stuff to get here.
Yeah.
But Mexican women are not known for their
Would
shit.
it be a step up for, England, maybe?
It really would be.
Can we talk about more of his beefs?
Yes.
So you had Logan,
Logan.
and then you guys
You
reconciled.
guys reconciled. Because Logan reached out.
Well, yeah, because I made another video where basically he came after me after I was the one who basically reminded KSI, you got to call someone out, remember? Like, because I was basically the guy who prompted KSI. I was interviewing him after his fight, and I went, don't forget, you were supposed to call out Logan Paul.
Oh.
Because he'd mentioned it beforehand to me, being like, don't let me forget this, because he was all hyped, And then Logan remembered that I'd made the original video on him, and he was like, let me get him back for that, Called me the white DJ Khaled.
I like that. That's pretty good.
But yeah, and then I did my other video back to him because I was like, I just called up the boys and I was like, right, we got the 1 million subscriber. It's happened, because I knew I was going to do a fire video back to him. And then he rang me up. He was like, that was pretty good. Fair play. And he was so cool about
He
it.
appreciates content.
No, yeah, he knows what he's doing. So then I was like, well, when you come to the UK, we'll get you on the podcast. But he did a video with Casey Neistat where Casey had went in on him right afterwards. And he didn't really give him a chance to talk. And Casey just annihilated him on that video. And I was like, okay, I'll give you an actual chance here. And then that was when I think he respected that. You know what I mean? So that went well. Beef wise, I don't know who else has there been.
Wait, but how much did Logan pay you for you to say that he won 3 rounds against Mayweather?
Do you like that, right?
Yeah, like, how much did he pay you?
Well,
Yeah, 'cause, like,
it depends on what you're classing as winning rounds. I class it as out punching your opponent. What are you classing it as?
no, but you actually have to like connect. He can throw a lot of punches, but if they're not hitting anything,
Mayweather did his thing where he didn't do a great deal because he was waiting for Logan to do what Conor McGregor did, which is tire out, and then he started walking him down, and Mayweather just couldn't hurt him. That was the problem.
It's not about hurting; it's about who connects more. Like Mayweather had more shots that he
Why are
actually
you
connected.
bothered about it?
No,
I feel like you're a bit bothered. What difference does it make to you whether Logan took rounds off Mayweather?
You're a truth teller. And I was like,
I've
wow,
never
it's the
seen a
first time he
table flipped on
lied.
Al
No,
like that.
Al, why are you so bothered by it?
No,
bro?
it's the first time
I
he
feel
lied.
like
I
there's
was
some
bothered. I was hurt by it.
investment
what is it,
here
Al?
in Floyd
What is
for
it,
whatever
Al? Yeah.
reason.
Do you think he won 3 rounds? Really?
I 100% think he won 3 rounds. I also think Conor won 3 rounds. I think Mayweather, as he's gotten older, is just slowing the fuck down. And even and the point is what we were told beforehand was Mayweather do whatever he wants to Logan. He'll win whenever he wants. He'll put him down whenever he wants. That was not the truth. You even got footage of him in the corner, whereas Conor are going to Floyd. You got to hit him with a jab.
He hits
Floyd's
hard.
going, it's fucking hard to hit him with a jab, bro. He's 6'2".
Yeah.
I'm a midget.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I just think but whatever happened in that fight, like Logan showed how good he is in terms of a kid who just picked up boxing.
Dude, it's unbelievable that he lasted that long. I don't think people really get it. And I think it was the cardio.
Absolutely.
It's like, if the cardio holds up, he still has the size and he hits hard enough where Floyd had to respect it, but he just didn't get tired. And
I told him before that fight,
did.
I said, Logan, whatever you do, first round, do not empty the clip.
Yep.
Do not do that.
And what did he do?
I'm watching the first round, like... Floyd baits you into that. He's such a clever little bastard, isn't he? You know. But look, I think for those who don't know what it's like to be in a ring with an old head who can manage his energy and walk you down and like old man you, it must have been hard for Logan to do that. And I think that he's the only guy out of all the YouTube boxers who probably could have. I don't know, maybe Jake, but Jake's a different kind of fighter.
Yeah,
he would have gone for the knockout, and that would have ended up either good or very, very bad.
Yeah, I think there's another thing that, like, I believe that Logan convinced himself that he was going to win. And you need to do that in order to train that hard. That being said, I think that he also accepted that a win was survival.
Absolutely.
And I think after a couple rounds of being hit by Mayweather, but not being hurt and not being dominated and feeling good on cardio, where most people in a normal, regular fight would be like, fuck, I'm losing. How am I going to change this? I think the fact that he wasn't being so dominated, he actually got excited. Yeah, he was losing rounds maybe, or maybe he was getting tagged, but the fact that he wasn't like hurt, I think the
key is in the last round or two, you could see Floyd turned it down a notch. He was like, I ain't going to get this guy out here.
Yep.
I'm not going to do it.
Yep.
And the last thing I want to do is get tired and end up getting my head hurt. You know what I mean? So I'll look at Logan. I think the only problem with him in the ring is his state of mind. I don't think he's a killer. Like, he has all the talent, but Jake is
Jake's a killer.
Jake is dark. You know what I mean? He wants to hurt you.
And he also knows he could turn you out.
Yeah.
Like, the lights go off.
But that's
if
why he can
lands.
turn you out. I'm convinced that's why. Like, I don't think it's necessarily like Deontay Wilder. You look at him, you think you really should not be able to hurt that guy the way you do, but he wants to kill you. He's even said that. So I think that when you have that darkness, it helps. But
yeah, I also think, like, when you know you have the ability to do it, you lean into it more.
Absolutely.
And I think that, like, Logan probably fancies himself a little bit more of like a slick boxer, whereas Jake goes, if I sit down on this right hand, it's night-night. And he probably saw it happen over and over.
What did you make of the Jake versus Hasim Rahman Jr. situation?
I didn't want it. I didn't want it at all. Jake needs, in my opinion, and I love Jake, I think Jake needs to be the enemy on a card. I think that he needs to be the villain, you know, and I think that you need to want to see him get beat up in the same way that people wanted to see Floyd get beat up. So the best case scenario for a Jake is if he's fighting somebody that's incredibly well-liked.
KSI. Yeah.
KSI or Nate Diaz.
KSI in this country, like, is like nothing in America. Like, he is huge. He is loved. And he's fighting soon. So
he's going to fight Swarms.
Yeah, this guy Swarms, I have no idea who the fuck he is.
What are your thoughts on that fight?
Why not fight Jake right now? We talked to him the other day. We had him on the pod the other day. He was fucking phenomenal.
Great.
But it was one of those things where it's like, now Jake's canceled bout, and then you have a canceled bout. This is a great opportunity to do it. But then again, he's been inactive for a while.
Yeah,
and
Jake's been hitting high level stuff. Like, you know, he's flatlined UFC champions.
Yeah.
And JJ has never quite hit that level yet because he only fought Logan, then took a big break for his music.
Yeah.
But that's that fight, right? That'll do like, we'll sell Wembley out when that happens.
Easy.
Like, it'll be like Anthony Joshua level fight. It'll be fucking massive.
Yeah, that's
which
$1 million
is
bucks.
mental considering this all started from a couple of little YouTubers just piss farting around.
Here's a question. I actually meant to ask JJ this, but then we got caught up just having fun. How many guys have done more for boxing than KSI in the past 30 years? It sounds crazy.
Yeah.
But in terms of just like bringing a lot of money into it, and then now Jake is fighting for fighter pay and like better care for fighters. All this stuff happened off of a couple of YouTubers, KSI, forget the other guy's name, being like, hey, let's box. That's what turned this whole thing. It really changed everything.
Mate, it's so bizarre. But I never thought, to be honest with you, when it all started, I was interviewing these guys right before they had their first ever fights, and I never thought they'd actually fight real boxers.
Yeah.
Like, and a lot of people now are like, yeah, but he was a UFC guy. I'm like, this guy started punching 3 years ago. He's just knocked out the welterweight champion of the world in the UFC. Like, if we'd said that when these guys were having their first fights and not looking great, people had said you were full of shit. So I think that people just adjust to the now very quickly. Like obviously you're saying Logan, he didn't win any rounds against Floyd. I'm like, listen to what we're saying here. This is Logan Paul,
Move the bar.
the Disney kid in a ring with Floyd.
Can I tell you why it bothered him so much? I just put it together. If a white guy with no boxing experience took 3 rounds off of the greatest black boxer ever, but also happens to be black, that really is a blow to the fact that white people can't fight.
Yeah,
because that's something Alex believes in
white
his heart.
people can't fight.
Alex thinks he might be able to beat you up. He thinks
I
he can
think
beat up any
Floyd
white
has
guy.
always loved the white guy versus the black guy theme.
Well,
that's
makes a
why
lot
he
of
made the
money.
Conor McGregor fight.
Yeah, I think he knows it makes a lot of money.
Yeah, he knows.
Those are the highest grossing fights always.
You think if Conor's black, he doesn't take the fight?
Yeah, I agree. I think it needed that element, and because Floyd's a businessman, he understands what it triggers people on a level. As much as the average guy doesn't give, I don't know. I think maybe the average guy does get invested by that. I don't know, but I don't.
I think there's multiple storylines. I think with boxing specifically or fight sports specifically, you need like fan base. It's almost like football or soccer. You need like the entrenched fan base. Yeah, it needs to be tribal. And I think that's why the biggest fights now are like Mexico versus Philippines.
Yeah. Do you not think
I wanted
also
Amir Khan
religion
to be a champion so fucking badly, I can't even explain it. And he's Pakistani.
Yeah.
He's English, but Pakistani origin. And I wanted him to be champion so fucking badly.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable.
You would root for Manny Pacquiao because he was closer to India.
Because he's Asian.
We'll continue to do
like
so.
Yeah.
Yes. We'll continue to do so.
So at the end of the day,
What are
you
you
need
getting in
that.
the ring?
Yeah.
What am I getting?
Podcast fights.
He did a whole
Fucking
documentary on boxing.
35, man. Fuck that. Like, I train, but I'm not like, my ego isn't there anymore. Do you know when these young 20-something lads are like looking at each other? I'm like, I don't give a fuck if you could beat me up anyway. Like, I don't even, it's just fun for me.
Well, success definitely satisfies that part of the ego.
If you were 22, would you have done it?
Oh, absolutely. I would have been challenging every fucker. But my ego back then was so different to what it is now. Now when people talk shit about me on the internet, I'm like, cool. Okay then. Like because it's different. If someone's in your face talking shit to you, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But if someone's talking shit on their YouTube channel, I know they're just doing it for the views and all that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I know they want a response from me so I can help build their. That was why when Logan bit, I was like, got him.
Yeah.
Got him. Fucking yes. But I'm now happy where I am.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not bothered about any of that.
I've heard you say you have a chip on your shoulder. Do you still have that? And if so, how do you reconcile that with, okay, but I'm still not going to get affected by this internet shit?
I've got a chip on my shoulder about getting like respected as a content creator.
Yeah.
That sort of shit. Like, I guess like a comedian would when you feel like you're the guy as a comedian, you want people to recognize that. It makes you better at what you do. It makes you put that time and energy in that the next guy isn't doing. So I think that's a healthy way to have your ego make you work harder. But it's when people trick you into doing dumb shit that your ego is not under control.
For example.
Like me agreeing to fight fucking the heavyweight champion of the world or some dumb shit like that. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like that. I think that's what we see with some of these young guys is they get in the ring and before they know it, they're like, fuck, I don't know how to fucking box.
Yeah.
Jake Paul fucking does. And all of a sudden he's knocking out Nate Robinson because Nate Robinson's looking at him going, I'm an athlete. And Jake's like, cool.
Yeah, good for you.
All right, mate.
Yeah,
We'll see how that works out for you.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that KSI Jake Paul fight is kind of inevitable at this point. If you had to make a prediction on that, what would you say?
right now, Jake Paul's the better boxer. But I think Jake and JJ mentally are very similar. They're both evil motherfuckers. They both have that
dogs,
that nastiness in them. They both want to hurt people. They both take enjoyment out of knocking other people out. So I think that by the time, that's why JJ is taking his time to get there. By the time it happens, I think they're almost the same height, same size, same reach, same. So it's going to be really interesting because they're both like kings of their own sides of the globe and all that. So it's very hard. It's like a flip of a coin at that point.
There's we were talking to Jake, and Jake seems concerned about fighting a quote unquote real boxer.
Yeah, that's ego.
And that's ego.
Oh, yeah.
And I said to him, I was like, fuck what these people think.
Fuck them.
If you're going in there, you're risking your life. Make the big money fights.
Fight Nate Diaz, mate.
Fight Nate. Fight JJ.
Yeah.
But just who cares what the average person is trying to discredit you thinks? Because no matter what you do, they're going to discredit you.
Tyron Woodley, classic example. No one would have thought he'd even get in the ring with him. He flatlined him, and everyone's like,
he's an MMA
so washed up MMA guy.
Yeah. You're never going to satisfy.
Yeah. Even now, he doesn't get respect really, but it's always something.
Yeah.
He fought Manny Pacquiao. That's what they were all saying then. Oh, yeah, you fought him too late. It's always going to be something. People don't want to like you. They're not going to like you.
They're going to find the excuse.
Another 50 million fighting this year and live. Protect your brain.
Yeah, check the ego. That's an interesting thing, because when I was doing just some more background research on you, I definitely felt that you do have a chip on your shoulder about this acceptance. But I think I'm
a working class guy in the UK, and there's not really, so in UK YouTube podcasting, they're all from a certain class upwards.
Yeah.
You know, how else do you get all these equipment and all this shit? The biggest YouTubers, JJ went to private school.
Yeah.
He's been very fortunate in life. So I kind of felt more of a hunger that and that sort of doesn't leave you.
You're like the Billy Elliot of podcasting.
I'm literally from where he was from.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, Billy Elliot.
So funny.
Yeah, they literally auditioned for that at my school, man.
No way.
They were trying to get random kids to go
along.
No way. Yeah. I was like, fuck that. I'm not going to be an actor.
That's so funny.
Okay, so because I was seeing it, and I think a lot of times we battle this feeling of wanting acceptance from mainstream media because it's such an institution that we grew up watching and seeing and embracing ourselves. And then valuing the acceptance and the success that we've created ourselves outside of that. And I think eventually, at least that's how I felt, is eventually you realize this thing over here that we want validation for, we want to do the traditional route. I'm a comic. I should have a sitcom. I should do these things. Once we realize it doesn't make us feel happy and there's no joy in it, I think that we really start to embrace this section that we've created ourselves, especially because it's the future. And I wonder when that will, because I think there's a little part of you still that's I want the big deal, or I want the thing to set me off, where it's even if you get the big deal, you're still working. You've created the thing that all these people over here really want. They don't want to go to these fucking Hollywood parties and kiss each other's ass and talk about how they feel about gender politics. They're fuck that. I want to curse with my friends and talk about soccer.
Yeah.
I want to interview the most interesting people. When do you think you're going to get to the point where you're oh fuck, I have the thing that I want?
No, I think I'm there now. I just don't have the cash. I want the money now. Yeah. That's the rest of it.
Because what does the money do?
The money gives you the freedom.
Yeah.
And that's all I want, really. The fuck you money is all I don't. Yeah. But it took me years to get to that point. But I'm there now. I'm
fuck you is such an interesting way of looking at it, because it's really not fuck you. It's almost no thank you.
Yeah.
When you have real money, it's hey,
That's
we'd
great.
like you to come. We'd like you to come watch this game that you may or may not be interested in, and you go, no, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can say no thank you to whatever I want.
I only need to do things, or I only have to do things I want to do. I don't have to do anything because I need the money or whatever.
Now, here's the thing. This is also my drive, right? Because we're fortunate where we're doing things that we love, right? I built a career doing the things I love. If I have to work, I might as well love doing it, and I think I can figure it out. If I just want to make money, I'll work for a fucking bank or something like that. But I want to do this. But in my mind, I'm there's this goal where I go, I want the no thank you. I want the fuck you money. I wonder if when I get there, there's still the same feeling. And I've just created an arbitrary goal to drive me and push me.
What I've noticed tends to happen, and this scares me, you have a number in your mind. 100 million. Let's just say that's it.
Oh, yeah. Then
100 million.
Yeah.
You get 100 million, And now you're like, it's 200 million really. 100 million is not enough to do what I really want to do.
You get to 100, you're like, boats cost like 50 million.
You know, you were talking about Floyd earlier, and I think that's what people like Floyd and Connor, they spend as much as they make, so that drive is never ending. It's almost like you're creating a problem to solve it.
This is really interesting. They're not spending because they can't control it. They know that is the motivating factor.
They're constantly creating discomfort.
Yes, the discomfort drives them. They grew up in chaos. They grew up with nothing. If you're a kid who's poor, you have no fucking food, you're on fucking food stamps like Connor, he doesn't know how to grind when he has all the creature comforts that he could possibly demand. So he buys a fucking Lamborghini boat.
He can't afford to
put him in a hole.
I did the same thing on a smaller scale. When I first started getting money, I bought fucking...
I heard this. It's crazy.
I got a McLaren. I got like 3 cars in the space of like a year. And it was like, afterwards, after I was driving around with the top down, I had the thrill. I was like, what the fuck am I doing? This is mental. But then the one person who seems like immune to that is Joe Rogan. He did the 100 million deal. Same fucking bloke, same life, same everything. Nothing changed.
Yeah.
The legit, and I know that you really admire Joe.
He's the guy who got me into it, basically, yeah.
You know how they say, like, don't meet your heroes? Meet Joe. Because he is the guy. And I mean that, like, has the money to do whatever the fuck he wants and does whatever the fuck he wants.
I wish I could be like more like that, because of my ego. Like, I like to talk shit and I like to like act a bit arrogant. He never really does that. He could flex on everyone.
I think
he doesn't really do
it's
it.
The martial arts, bro. I think like you come up in that community and there's a humility to it. It's like you've experienced getting fucked up. Like he's in jiu-jitsu every single week where a guy could literally take his life away. It's hard to be that cocky, arrogant motherfucker when a guy almost took your fucking life.
Yeah. He also had 20 years of like growing before he ended up in podcasting. Yeah. Whereas I had to... I've said a lot of dumb shit in my podcast. This podcast. This is
you know. No, this is something interesting. It's like experiencing fame and then losing it is super valuable. Just like experiencing money and then losing it. You know, like you probably were killing it, then you went through tough patch, right? The fact that you learned you can make it again is empowering, right? You're like, I'll risk everything now. I know I could get this bread. Like, that is valuable.
But also you learn how dumb it is to spend, I've heard you talk about this in other podcasts, the cars. Like, it's clear you learned how dumb that was. So now that you know you can make it back and you're not going to spend it like that, you know you can take the risks and you know how to manage it when you get it. It's super valuable.
So look at this. So you look at it like money, you're like, okay, I got it. Having some fame and then losing it makes it so much easier to handle fame. So earlier in my career, I'm not talking this like fame. I don't even like using the word, but like some people knew who I was because I was on some MTV shows. The MTV show stopped, and then way less people knew who I was. And I got to reflect on what that was like. I got to reflect on my behavior. You know, at this time, I was trying to like live up to an expectation of myself. That went away, and I was like, oh, I was worried about letting these people down. Is that important to me? Does it matter if I let them down? Was I representing myself in the right way? Like, I got to reflect on this time. So when it came back up again, I was way more ready and comfortable for it. I actually didn't mind it when it went away, so I wasn't afraid of it going away. I was creating things that I was really proud of and represented exactly who I was. So if you hated me for my content, I was okay with that because I was being me. And I wonder if you haven't noticed it go away. You've only gotten more and more and more and more famous. I wonder if there's like a pressure where you go, could it go away, and what would you do?
Is I'm fearless in that regard. I literally don't want to be famous, don't care about fame in any way, shape, or form. Like, all right, it's cool when people come saying like they like stuff or whatever, but if anything, I actively try not to be. Like, I'm quite like a head down, don't really try and make a big scene of myself when I'm out, but because I'm a big guy, everyone's like, fuck, you know what I mean? But yeah, I think that's why you could do what you did when you were like, nah, I'm just going to release it on my own website and all that. Like, that lack of fear, it's the best feeling in the world, I think, when you're a content creator, because otherwise you're letting other people dictate the art. You're letting other people sort of shape you, and you can't do that. You have to follow. I never ask people what I think of what they like. I don't want your opinion. Do you know, like, in that regard, like, unless I respect someone or they're in my league or whatever, I'm not asking like the audience what should I do next. You can't. And Ricky Gervais said that to me, good name dropper. He's like, you've got to turn your back on the audience to conduct the orchestra, sort of thing. And like that that is the fucking truth.
Because ultimately, if they want the authentic version of yourself, if that's what they're gravitating towards.
Yeah.
You can't be authentically you by asking them what they want to hear.
And I think that's where my strength comes from in my content is like, I am not scared to cry, like anything.
Yeah,
I would tell
vulnerable.
people my darkest secrets. I'm not frightened of letting that all go because I don't care what people really think.
Bro,
in that regard.
The way you handled the DMs, bro.
Oh, yeah.
That was, and who is that guy who did the roast? That was funny.
My boy Stephen tries, mate. You're going to love him. He's a stand-up comedian, but like he's young, so like he's still.
I mean, he had some good jokes.
Oh man, this is
like really funny.
But Steven's funnier off camera when he can say the wild shit, you know. But you guys have to meet Steven.
I got
absolutely.
Meet him. But okay, so these DMs come out where you're saying crazy shit.
Oh yeah,
like this is
the worst DMs ever, right,
bro? It sounded like you were like someone stole your phone.
Well, do you know what it was? Right?
You could have said my boy stole my phone.
Nah, but I didn't want to because that would.
But
give,
it was so wild, we would have believed it.
That would give power though to other people, and I was like, you know what? Do I really want to let someone else have this over me? Because, like, I was drunk as fuck at the time, naturally, you know, when like I was lit. So then. But also, everything I'm saying, it doesn't necessarily mean I want to do it. But in the moment, I was like, yeah, let's see how wild I could take this with this girl. Yeah, I don't know if anyone else has been there when you're like, you're playing this game with a girl where you're like, she says something wild. And then before you know it, you're like, fuck me, she's wild. Yeah. Let me see if I can say something even crazier. Yeah. And it went.
You won.
I won. Although she erased what she was saying, so maybe I didn't.
So what did she say?
Oh,
like how did it happen? Can you? You don't have to protect her.
So long story, but I barely even knew what this person had. Right. So like you know when I was like, yeah, I don't really want to carry on talking to you. That was when it was like, oh, I'm gonna fucking ruin your life now. You know.
So that is revenge porn.
Yeah, but men don't get sympathy like that. We don't get sympathy. Do you know why? When you're 6'4", you're 300-pound guy, people just think you're bulletproof and that you can take any old shit. And I realized I was like, oh, there's a double standard here. Yeah. Tell me about it. There's a double standard though, because like if I'd been a woman and a guy did that to me, the violins would have come out. Yeah,
they would literally in America. There's a revenge porn.
No one gave
like
a fuck because I'm a man, and I had to sort of rationalize that and go, okay, this is how the world works.
So the DMs get leaked, and the first episode back, you have your buddy on to do a roast about everything they saw.
Yeah, because I was just like,
brilliant.
I'm gonna get this out in the open because I'm not scared of like laughing about it. I was like, I mean, okay. Let's go there. Yeah. And then afterwards, I was like, right, next show after that was like, it never fucking happened. And then the funniest bit was like, so I got all my guys to roast me. When Logan lost his fight against JJ, he did the same thing. And I was like, I'm the influencer, the influencers.
Yeah. Because if you say the worst shit about yourself, what the fuck they gonna say?
It's 8 Mile. 8 Mile. That was what I thought. I was just like, I'm going to do it first. Yeah. Get it out in the open. But also, like, messages. It's not like there was anything real, but like you know what, like dirty messages sound funny, regardless if it's someone you know and you're like fucking hell.
But that cost you like millions. People don't know this because you didn't talk about it publicly. He had a deal on the table. Millions.
No, so that wasn't what cost me the money, but it. So basically. It was I'd lost a deal that week that was worth millions. Yeah. In the long term, not necessarily making me millions, but the company and the boys, and we would have been looked after. Yeah, and then that happened afterwards. So in 1 week, I lost a multi-million-pound deal, and then everyone was talking shit about me, and I was like, "Fuck, this is like the worst feeling in the world right now." Like, because I come from nothing, so like. To have that ripped away from you and then have everyone laughing at you at the same time. But I think that's a testament to how strong I am, where I'm like, I'm just going to take it on the chin and laugh about it and then move on.
Okay. Now, the next girl you're trying to hook up with.
Bro, real talk.
Does she come through with the dilly? Or what?
Real talk. Real talk. You would not believe how many girls are like, man, I like those DMs. No! I don't give a fuck. I was like, all these boys taking the piss out of me. I'm like, dude, you can't even get your girl to suck your dick. I've got girls willing to fucking do backflips onto mine, you cunt. Shut the fuck up. No, honestly. You're laughing at me? Yeah. Laugh at what I'm dealing with in my life.
Okay, so like, you know how it's like anything that should be bad for you ends up becoming gold? Have you noticed that?
But that's because I don't let it destroy me.
Whatever it is that you're doing with it, it's working out. But the fact that
you know what it is? People love someone who's just willing to be laughed at and go, yeah, fuck it, that's me.
You have to have a sense of humor about yourself.
And it takes the power away from people because the fear as creators. Look, let's take someone who did something like actually fucking a bit dodgy, which was that Krista Leah situation, right? This guy evaporated, right? He's now just like Brendan Schaub's right-hand man or whatever the fuck's going on over here. Like, he hid away. When you show weakness like that, that's when the rest of the world are like,
oh, you're guilty.
He did something.
Did it.
And I'm like, and in my head, I'm like, wait there. I'm talking to a grown woman about some dirty shit. Yeah, it's funny, but I ain't done anything
that's the
wrong.
important part here.
Yeah,
grown woman, that's the important part.
Hey, well grown. Big ass titties. well grown.
No, I think it was a brilliant way. And I think if you look at other people who have addressed situations like straight on, like you look at like Portnoy, the way he handled, Dave Portnoy from Barstool.
He took that shit on like I would have took it on.
And here's the thing. The beautiful thing is that you let people know, yo, there's a cost to talking shit about me.
Oh, yeah.
Are you like, and I even, we talk about this with Jake a lot with his fights. It's like fighting Jake Paul isn't just in the ring. It's the lead up where everything that you've ever done in your life is going to be fucking brought up. It's going to be horrible. He's going to put you through the...
This should just happen right now, by the way. So KSI's, the guy who KSI's fighting, people have been through his likes on Twitter, full of fucking like wild porno shit and all that. I'm like, mate, you should have fucking cleaned everything before this was announced.
Delete the history.
You can't address it head on if you actually did some shit that's immoral.
Exactly.
Which is actually wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that is the fucking thing. We just had Louis on the pod like last week, right? Louis C.K., right? And that was the thing that we didn't talk about, but I did want to talk about it, which was like, I just wish you said what absolute bullshit this was immediately. Because when you publicly apologize, even if you're apologizing for what you did, the people don't know. All they know is the accusation. So if you just go out like, I say, I'm sorry, they go, oh, he's sorry for what I think that he did.
Yeah.
And that is the worst fucking thing that you can do. You either spell out exactly what happened and then see how you feel about it, or you say, fuck everybody.
I think that we all have to look at what the fuck Pirates of the Caribbean fucker did.
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp fucking showed the way, mate.
Oh, yeah.
If you've got receipts, you
Take
come
that
back.
bitch to court, bro.
Come back.
Yeah,
stronger than ever.
Yeah.
And
his new movie, whatever it is gonna fucking...
Mate, I love that guy.
I'll buy 2 tickets. I won't even go.
I'll
buy 2 tickets. I won't even go. 100%. No, I just want to support.
Yeah, I agree. Because too many men feel scared that the second you get accused of anything or someone comes for you in that way, that, oh shit, maybe I did do it. You know what I mean? Like men just panic straight away, and it's like,
they're worried about losing all the thing. They're worried about losing sponsors, losing whatever. You face that shit head on. If you can, be funny as hell about it, and the people will see it.
That's how I saved the sponsors, mate. All of my sponsors were like, fuck, okay, he's bigger than ever. Why the fuck would we leave him now? This is mental.
Yeah.
I got 2 million views on that one video just laughing about it. Well, more than that probably, yeah.
And why would they leave you for something that happened to you?
Yeah, but this is the thing is like, men, and this is perception, it's very hard to look at a guy like me as a victim. But I was, in a way. I was. They've just done a documentary called The Most Hated Man on the Internet because he was leaking all of the girlfriend revenge porn shit on and I'm like, that isn't a million miles off of what happened to me.
Yeah.
But I would have came off better if it was that.
Yeah, if you had the dick out.
But the issue with those guys, like I said, like a lot of them did fucked up shit. Like Cosby, for example, couldn't have just gone head forward and been
because he is guilty.
Because he actually did that shit. It's when it's like something that's
that's a crazy apology video.
You have a habit of pulling people though. I seen when Brendan sat down and you were like, so did you ask her for a blowjob then or what? Like Brendan Schaub. Like,
did you ask Annie to walk you to your truck?
Oh, walk you to the truck. Yeah. Well, honestly,
that whole thing with Bobby and all of that now, that's like crazy. Podcasts in America, you lot need to fucking like be friends.
It's a soap opera, bro.
Like it's embarrassing how competitive these people are.
Can I tell you something?
Stop talking shit about each other.
Can I tell you something that happened? This is the power vacuum. What are they laughing at? What happened?
I don't know. What I missed?
No, but the power vacuum when Rogan left LA. Notice this is all post Rogan LA.
So weird.
When the fucking king was in LA,
he seemed to like keep everyone in order.
Everybody was in line.
Yeah.
And not only was everybody in order, everybody took orders. So if Rogan was helping everybody out, you guys had to help everybody out. These are the rules. He leaves, disarray.
Brendan's and people come after him straight away.
I mean, what happens on Reddit to him, and he's actually a really sweet guy.
I love him.
Really nice.
He's a fucking
He's
really
one of the inspiration. Yeah, people want to say what they want about his comedy, but the guy,
he's 3 years in comedy.
The guy was a fucking top 10 heavyweight in MMA. He's done well. He's done a bit of successful comedian, whatever people think about it. I felt like he got a raw deal, you know.
I
and
think
that girl, like the way she was like. The way they were trying, oh, sorry, we didn't mean to.
Oh, no, you meant
fuck off.
You know what it was. And you were engaging the Reddit. You were making the Reddit cook it up.
Yeah.
And honestly, when we had him on, we had like a talk with him about like, I think that you have to, like we were talking about, I think you have to face this head on. I think you have to be funny about this. Like you have all these people who are listening to your content, consuming your content, and they're using it to make fun of you. But at the same time, they're consuming it. Engage with them. Make fun of this. Sell fucking merch with the sayings that are made. Like these people are invested in you. Find a way where you can galvanize those people. And I think if you show them that it's funny, you show them that there's a sense of humor, I actually think that they would like turn it and support.
100%. And that's what you're on about with me was when people came to laugh at me, they were like, fuck me, this guy doesn't give me a fuck.
He doesn't give a fuck, and he's good.
Is it possible to feel like you're winning when I'm... But to be honest, inside, I was fucking devastated.
Yeah.
But I thought, I had 3 cups of whiskey and probably smoked a little weed, and I was like, okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
And I'd never heard the jokes before. I was like, go in, like go fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And you have to. Like, because otherwise you're letting them win.
Yeah.
And that's what they want. They want to see a success. People love a come up, but they love dragging you fucking down when they think that you're too big for your boots.
Yeah.
Even though that might not even be the case. They're just having their, sometimes people are just having a shit life and they want to bring you down a couple.
I also think it's like, there's certain platforms that like lend themselves to like criticism and negativity because that's where the attention is.
How much do you guys read tweets and engage in that shit?
I try to engage with people, man. I try to like look and I try to...
Because I've turned all my comments off.
Really?
I just wanted to sort of show that I don't, good or bad, I'm not interested.
Interesting.
It was like, I don't give a fuck. Like,
was it affecting you or you just were like...
I think it was at one point, but then when I switched off, I was like,
I don't miss
problem
it.
solved. See you later.
Interesting.
Watch or don't watch.
And the fact you're going to keep creating the content you want to create regardless.
Absolutely.
So it really doesn't matter what people are saying.
No.
So you're just going to remove yourself from...
Yeah, if it was up to me, I'd probably take off YouTube comments and everything. Not because I have a problem with it, like as in like what they're saying. It's I don't care in that way.
I can, especially with podcasting, almost because there's more time to think, I can get in my head. So the more comments I read, the more in my head I can get. So now I'm like, look, I just want to be the best version of me I can be. I want y'all to have the space to make whatever comments you want, engage with each other, do all that. Yeah. I'm going to try not to read it as much because I just want to be the best me I can be. So
comments
love me
are
or
the
hate
worst
me.
as well, man. Because how are you going to get through a 2-hour chat and not say dumb shit at some point? Everyone does.
Yeah.
1 hour 37, he hiccuped. Like, really, bro? That's what we're doing?
Can I have some more whiskey?
Of course you can. All right, guys. True Geordie just went to the bathroom, so we're going to talk about something he has no fucking clue about. That's good old-fashioned American cowhide football.
Yeah.
Used to be pigskin.
It used to be made out of pigskin. Who do you fucking think stopped that? Robert Kraft? Do you think he might have something to do with it?
I don't know if he's involved in that.
Anyway, listen, that's haram. That's haram. Listen, the point I'm trying to make here is I've been speaking to Bet Online, and I'm like, guys, you have too much money. I have too much wisdom.
Yeah.
Let me help reduce some of the money that you have stored and give it back to the good gambling people out there with my gambling advice, with Akash's gambling advice, with Mark's gambling advice, with Alex Media's gambling advice.
Yeah. Expertise. You're an NFL expert.
Literally.
You have a lot of expertise.
Literally. A lot of people don't know this. I named most NFL teams.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
What was the rationale behind Cleveland?
Because it's shit city. Okay. So I figured we name it after what you feel like when you're in Cleveland.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
I don't think there's many people who have traveled to Cleveland and they're like, I just feel like there's no shit on my body.
Oh, yeah.
Most of the time when you're there, you're like, am I in a colon? Am I being squeezed through a colon right now?
Oh,
and then you're like, oh, no, I'm not. I'm just in Cleveland.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So who are you putting your money on?
The Cleveland Browns. No. I think that we have to talk to the good people and we have to give them advice on who's going to win the Super Bowl. I personally think, and nobody else here thinks this, but I believe the Kansas City Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl. That's what I personally think.
Why is that? Why is that?
Listen, wide receiver by committee is a thing that I believe in. So listen. You don't need Tyreek.
Can I say one thing?
Yes, please.
That's the dumbest opinion I've ever heard in my life. That's so stupid. I think I'm going to put it on Kansas City.
You think they're going to win it?
I think they're going to come back. They traded away Tyreek, but I think they're going to be fine.
And why? Who's replacing Tyreek?
It don't matter. You can do wide receiver by committee. What a fucking noob opinion. Oh, Patrick Mahomes. You're an idiot, dude.
All you need is a guy who's fast that Patrick Mahomes can throw the ball to.
You just get somebody fast for Mahomes. You're good. You're just a
Far.
hack. Dude, you're a hack.
Okay, maybe I'm a hack, but it's how I feel. I don't think you need a powerful
who's
wide
gonna win the
receiver.
championship? I think LeBron is going to win the championship.
No, I'm just telling you, me personally, I'm not trying to say how you feel. Me personally,
I don't feel that way.
I think I'm going to put it on Kansas City.
If you get a fast guy, Patrick Mahomes has enough of an arm, right, where he can throw it to him.
Which is big in football. They always talk about that.
Son,
Throwing
being a
it.
quarterback is so important.
I disagree with this wholeheartedly.
Well, who do you take?
I think the Baltimore Ravens are going to win the Super Bowl.
So,
What team did you just think of?
Baltimore Orioles.
Oh, if you had actually said the Ravens, that would have been a great.
No,
pick.
wait a minute. Hold on. You actually, because motherfuckers are going to put their money down on this right now.
Yeah.
I think you got to take the Ravens very seriously.
Hey, and not only are they going to put their money down on it, if they put their money down on it, up to $1,000, they'll get 50% of that.
Oh shit!
Wait, did you just think of that?
I had a conversation with Bet Online about it.
Oh, shit.
Because I was like, yo, put your motherfucking money where your mouth is. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, yo, I don't want to just gamble with my money. I'm trying to gamble with your money. If you're trying to reduce that pool, Scrooge McDuck, I need you to give me some of that money so I can gamble it up.
Yep.
Bet Online, AG.AG.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Code is Flagrant. Al, who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl this year?
Well, I'm going to bet on who's not going to win.
Who would think it's such a stupid bet is that?
Can you bet on who's not going to win?
What fucking idiot?
That's a dumb bet.
What a dumb asshole.
You know what? I'm betting that the Tampa Bay Bucks are not going to win a Super Bowl.
Who would even
Yeah.
take that bet?
That's a
Akash?
crazy bet. Why would you bet
That's a
against
dumb
Tom
bet.
Brady?
Yeah, why? There's much worse teams to bet that way with.
He's old. He's washed.
I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. Where is my mouth? Tom Brady's crotch. Now, who do you think is going to win? Deshaun Watson, son of a bitch?
I think Deshaun Watson's going to be very
You know he's
relaxed.
suspended 6 games at least, right?
He'll be very relaxed after all his massages, bro. He's going to be very relaxed.
No.
Is that who you're going to root for?
Nope.
Are you sure?
Tampa Bay wins it all.
Whoa!
Wow.
That's a Florida kid
I'm
right
a
there.
Florida boy. I gotta support my team. You know what I'm
Very
saying?
true, you know
Either
what I
them
mean?
or the Finns, but I'm going Tom Brady all day.
What was that?
That's the Miami Dolphins.
Oh.
Yeah, fins up, baby.
Oh, I thought you guys
I
just
thought
had the
this
same
was like
forehead.
a-
That's why you. I thought he was just calling attention to it.
Do I look bottlenose a little bit?
Okay,
I'm
listen.
endangered, okay? Arkash?
Listen. But anyway, betonline.ag. Make sure you use that promo code Flagrant. They're going to match your first deposit up to 50%. I think that's pretty goddamn
fire.
good.
It's pretty fire.
Okay, now can we get back to this podcast with True Geordie? Because there's no way he's going to know anything about football.
Yeah.
I agree.
Oh, he's
Okay.
coming in
He's
right
coming
now.
in right
Oh,
now.
watch out.
Oh, shit.
Our podcast scene is non-existent compared to America.
Yeah. Well, think about it. Like in LA, like none of those people want to be podcasters. Like nobody moves to LA to be a podcaster.
Yeah, they're
Right? Like,
Except
yeah,
Rogan.
yeah.
Rogan did.
Yeah.
no, Rogan didn't go there to
Well,
be
no,
a
he
podcaster.
didn't go there, but like he was the one that was like, "Oh, I want to do this. Now
Yeah.
I don't care if there's views."
He did it before it was anything.
Right.
But everybody else is going, okay, I'm going to do this thing. Like I didn't think that I was going to do a podcast.
Yeah.
I will say this. I wanted to do a podcast so early. Way before I did it even with Charlemagne. When I was on MTV, I was trying to get Guy Code to do a podcast.
Uh-huh.
I was like, this is the fucking thing. Before that, I used to do a podcast every weekend at brunch with my buddy Bobby that we have recorded somewhere. Bobby,
Yeah.
that is somewhere. I don't know where it is.
You and I sat down and did a podcast in the back of the Lantern
Yeah.
on like an iPhone 3 or 4 or whatever, like the
Yeah.
early ass iPhone. We have one somewhere, and then we couldn't get it to work at all. But we
Yeah.
sat there before or after show for like 45 minutes and just turned on cameras. And
It just felt like, I don't know, for me, it not like it felt like the thing was going to be successful. It was the most fun. Like I loved being around my boys and then just waxing poetic on bullshit, making arguments for the craziest things. It was like a deconstructed version of stand-up. Stand-up is like those conversations whittled down
Refined.
to yes. But I love the process of even getting there.
I think I think what we're finding is some podcasters are actually funnier as podcasters than they are at stand-up. Like Tim Dillon, I could listen to his podcast any fucking time
He's
of the day.
brilliant.
He's unbelievably funny.
Mega talent.
Oh yeah, you guys had
As a podcaster.
You guys had a back and forth.
Tim's funny.
We're back in, by the way. Right?
Yeah, we're back in.
Yeah, I was messaging Tim like, oh, when you're coming over, we'll get you on the podcast. And he was like, he thought I was some Irish dude he was shagging or something. I was like,
What did he say?
no, he replied and he was like, I thought I was flying you out, silly. And I was like, something like that. And I was like, flying me out? And he's like, oh, I thought you were some Irish twink I've been fucking. I was like, nope.
But the stand-up part, that is like the effort of like whittling it down and refining it. That is the fucking hard, painful part. And you have to love doing stand-up or really want a joke of yours to be out in the ether in order to go through that. And you even saw it earlier with stand-ups. Like there were certain stand-ups that like, they're just so funny, like talking. Like certain guys who just like around the club and they are the funniest guys. They're not the funniest on stage, but around, they are 10 times funnier than that comic that you like admire so much you think is hilarious because they're different things.
Yeah.
Being hilarious. Now, there's some people who can do both. They can be hilarious at podcasting. They can be hilarious at stand-up. Like, I think I'm way better at stand-up than I am podcasting. I love podcasting. I think this is the most fun. I also just like, I don't know, talking to people. I'm like curious. I want to know the things that you know. Kind of selfishly, too, because I'm like, okay, then maybe I could use some of that shit.
Yeah.
You're going to tell me some Geordie shit.
It does help you, for
Hell
sure.
yeah.
Hanging out with like, I mean, I've had like days with Russell Brand and Louis Theroux, and afterwards, you can't not come away from that and be fucking hell. You know what I mean? Louis Theroux, for example, he is one of the funniest guys you'll ever meet. By the way.
Really?
So, like shockingly funny.
Okay, so Louis is a very famous journalist. He's also the guy,
He's
My
also a
Money
rapper.
Don't Jiggle
Yeah.
Jiggle. It
Oh.
Yeah, he's the biggest documentary maker probably in the world.
Yeah.
I'd say.
Yeah.
Well, he's a TikToker to us.
Yeah.
Fucking
No,
weird.
he made the Westboro Baptist documentary. Did you ever see
Oh,
that?
yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
wow.
the funniest documentary I've ever seen.
Yeah, he
Oh,
goes
man.
into like pedophile prisons. He goes into like these racist churchgoers in America. He's exposed like so many people. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Just by being like this sort of unassuming English guy that no one would ever think would be threatening in any way.
Yeah.
He never says anything judgmental, and then afterwards in the edit, he's like, "I'm a fucking show you guys." You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a weapon, that accent you guys got.
Yeah.
Especially the Londoners. Because you can really come into any environment and speak like that, and it's immediately disarming.
Yeah.
It's like carrying around flowers.
To Americans, it is.
What was the
But
thing that
out
happened
here,
last
you
night?
know-
Do you remember this?
Oh, yeah, this was great. Oh, fuck, I love your language.
It's the same.
If somebody
It's the
says
same
something and it's absurd, in New York, we go, man, fuck out of here, right? Like if somebody's like, yo, I think John Starks is better than LeBron, right? Man, fuck out of here. But there's a buddy of ours, Jason, who went, he goes, do you really believe that? And that was more insulting than a fuck out of
So
here.
patronizing.
It's like, wait, are you dumb enough to actually believe this stupid
my
thing
favorite
you
one is,
said?
are you all right?
Oh, you all right?
Are you...
and I'm concerned for you because what you said was so stupid
Yeah.
to me. And it's like, you guys, you have politeness built into the culture, so you found ways to be like rude and patronizing within politeness.
That's why Gervais is the one.
There it
he
is.
is
Yeah,
he's
he's
genius.
fucking
That
great
is
at
what
that.
he does
That was
so
my
brilliantly.
most intimidating interview.
Really?
People are like, who's like, I've interviewed Tyson Fury, all these big fucking 6'9" fighters, and it was Gervais.
Why?
Because he can make anyone look so stupid. Like if you piss him off just a little bit, I've seen him turn in interviews before. He gets a little bit annoyed. You know what I mean? He starts sort of making like little sly jokes and stuff like that, and the interviewer's oblivious to it until it's too late.
Interesting.
But luckily, he liked me. So-
Sharp guy?
Oh, the cleverest guy I think I've ever interviewed in my life.
Really?
Yeah, really.
How about the cleverest guys you've been interviewed by? Who gets that? You know what I mean? Who are those
Is there
guys?
any podcast that you
Yeah.
particularly think is good?
Had a few good ones over the years. Steve Paula, cheers.
Wait. So Gervais, like, what do you think Gervais's genius zone is?
Well, if you look, he got in front of all of those guys at the Golden Globes and he humiliated them.
Unbelievable.
And they are the most powerful, richest, prettiest, beautiful people.
Yeah.
And he didn't do no Chris Rock jokes. That's just like a little jab. He was right hooking and going for the kill. Like, I think my favorite one is he's like, is something about, that was too straight, men. Playing gay guys, so it's the exact opposite of some famous Scientologists that we know. And he's just like laying them out left, right, and center.
Yeah. Didn't he say he was like, "You're all on Epstein's plane" or something like that?
Yeah. Oh, fuck off. He goes, if something like if the Taliban set up a streaming service, you'd call your agent. Just fucking annihilated them, you know. But, like that's the way he is. He doesn't give a fuck.
And if you remember that joke, he gave, I think, Jennifer Aniston credit for a show on Apple Plus.
Yeah.
Got everybody to clap for her, and then bang.
Yeah. I think what I love about, and I'm not saying this is like a thing that's idiosyncratic to America, but I feel like there's something built into culture where we get to humiliate the richest, most famous people. And there's a lot of shows that do this. And I don't even realize if they realize why that's successful. Like Jimmy Fallon's show. Like I don't care to watch late night. I think it sucks. But what I think people enjoy is seeing a pie get thrown in the famous person's face. You know, seeing like water get splattered in the famous person's face. You don't get to see famous people fall. And I think that's what, like the Correspondents' Dinner, we have this thing where you get to make fun of the president to his face. And then Trump didn't do it. And I was like, you fucking pussy, man.
Yep.
Like, this is part of America. The most famous people, you get all the nice shit. You don't have to pay taxes. You get billions of dollars, have boats, fuck everybody. But you're going to stand there in front of everybody and we're going to make fun of you. And then the rest of us have a day. We have a day where we get to see you look humiliated.
Yep.
And it's beautiful. And if you can't give us one day, it's hard for me to rock
You can't
with
do
you,
that
man.
with Biden, though, because he wouldn't. This guy's so.
That's great. You make fun of him, he doesn't remember 10 minutes later.
Yeah, you could just tell the same joke.
He would go. I bet he would go. I wonder how ruthless.
If they roll him in there. He'll go wherever.
Yeah.
Poor guy. He's dead, isn't he? He's literally dead.
But doesn't it show you that, like, it doesn't matter who's there? Kind
Doesn't give
of
a fuck.
liberating, right?
Yeah. Doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
He'll be having his like arse wiped from him in about 2 years, and he's the leader of the free world.
The leader of the free world.
right now.
Yeah.
And in 2 years, he's just gonna be laying there like,
Yeah.
you
But
know
look
what
at
I
all
mean?
these people, they like fight so hard for like a president or something like that. It doesn't matter.
Oh no, I think we're catching on to that in this country though.
Yeah.
Like people are just so jaded.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys do. People still do the left versus right thing.
Nonstop.
People don't
Yeah,
give a
yeah,
fuck
yeah.
about that in the UK anymore.
Really?
I think people are just like they're all like a bunch of.
What do you care about the word spaz?
What was that about again?
You didn't hear this?
Because of Beyonce or something.
Yeah. Beyonce changed the lyric
Yeah.
because it was offensive to spazzes or whatever.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. That because
Is that a bad word? We don't understand that back home.
so in the UK, I believe it's the UK anyway. But there was a the Spastic Society, which was there created.
Is that a rap group?
No, it was based on
Same kind of
disabled
fire.
people.
Right.
It was. I think it was based on a term for.
Spastic Society.
Exactly, but that
Spazzes
word
with
was then
attitude.
taken, like many words,
Yeah.
was taken and used as a negative.
Yeah.
And spaz and all these other words were then, yeah. So I think Beyonce.
Wait, were there meetings
Somebody
where you
wrote
could-
that lyric for her, and she didn't even fucking think twice, probably.
Because in America we don't care. But more importantly, was there a time where you could go to a meeting and just watch a bunch of spazzes in like a hotel conference room? Like,
Wow.
no, like I'm just saying, if it was a society, that means that there was like events.
No, I think
Games or anything?
I'm
You make them
using
play
that
games?
term as a person who has no idea.
Okay.
Right, just
Yeah.
to be absolutely
I don't
clear.
want to get you in trouble.
Hey,
I want to support.
I'm not getting anyone in trouble here. I
They
hope
need
not.
to just do like us, just reclaim the word.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yo,
Like
so
what they did
only
with,
they can say
with
it.
the retard.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. No, but that'd be you don't think that'd be cool? Them all like, hey, what's up, my spazzes? Like, you know, you don't think that'd be like a fun thing? You would go to that meeting. You'd pay top dollar.
Mate, I'd be the host.
There we go.
They'd be paying me.
100%.
I'm not giving them a free ride just because they're, whatever.
Because
Whatever's
they're
wrong.
what?
Whatever disability.
They're
I want paid. All right.
Wait, is it a disability?
So it was a name, to my knowledge,
Yeah.
given to the organization that would be.
It's like kids with Down syndrome. It's basically literally what retard was in America.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
they'd be
very,
like,
very similar to the word
Council
retard.
for Retarded Children in like the 80s, and they would
Yeah.
have like fundraisers and stuff, and then the word got appropriated to mean like a dumb person, blah blah, and so they're trying to change the word.
So we had a council for retarded children.
Yes.
Yeah. I remember
Exactly.
There's like old like Knights of Columbus pictures of like Catholic like charities and stuff, and it's like, oh, donate money to retarded kids, and it was like giant signs on like the highway, and it's like, yeah, that's just what the word was, and then it changed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't feel like retarded is that bad a word yet. Like there's certain words where I'm like, I get like a feeling about it.
Well, yeah.
I'm not looking at you for a reason, Al, but like there are words where I'm like, that's a little rough, that one. But like retarded doesn't.
Yeah, I don't feel that way about it either. I feel very like whatever.
Yeah.
I think most people do when they're on their own or when they're with their boys. Most people, you hear a lot of words go flying around.
Yeah. What's your favorite one?
What's my favorite word that would get me cancelled?
I could surmise a guess by looking at you.
Go for it. Let's guess.
What do you call?
Do you think I look like I would use a certain word more than the others? Go on. Go for it.
Bro.
What are you saying?
Listen, you're just missing one swastika attack.
No, but that's the thing. Like, so this is the thing.
Just shave it off.
I
And
remember when I was younger, I
it,
started talking to I think like an Indian girl or something like that,
Yeah,
and she
yeah.
was like, "I can't believe you're talking to me," and I was like,
Really?
"Why?" And she was like, "Well, because you look like the people that used to bully me in school." I was like, "Oh,
Okay,
Yeah.
so
okay then."
here's a Scottish story, right?
Oh
Wow,
God, this
another
will be
one.
fun.
I got this has
Fuck
nothing
me.
to do with sex and my mother. Okay, this is why you don't judge a book by its cover. Color.
Whoa.
Color
Freudian slip
purple.
there.
Okay, so I'm in Scotland. It's late night, and all of a sudden these two guys are walking down the street. Right, they look like you. Seeing these two guys, and he's all drunk. And he goes, these goddamn Pakistanis. They come here and they open up their shawarma shops, and I'm like, it's about to be prime for racism. And then he goes, and they close them at the most inconvenient times.
Oh, I love it.
Scots hate inconvenience.
They really like
it.
all he wanted in that moment was a fucking shawarma. That's all he wanted. And it was like, thank God they came here. But like, keep them open for me. So you can't judge a book by its cover. All right, guys, we're gonna take a break for a second because y'all need some fucking nutrients in your life, okay? Sitting at home eating Cliff Bars all day. Grow the fuck up. Grow the fuck up. That don't mean you need to learn how to cook. I didn't say that. You might not even have time for that, but you need nutrients so you can be a productive human being. How are you gonna get nutrients? How are you gonna get nutrient-packed meals that are fresh? Every single day, not this frozen nonsense. I'm talking about fresh. How are you going to do it? How are you going to add to your life when you're so damn busy already? I know, Freshly. Freshly's got your back. Simple as that. They're sending you the nutrient-packed meals, absolutely delicious, to your doorstep every single day if you want that. They go right to you. Chicken parm, absolutely delicious, amazing. The turkey meatballs, crazy. Sent to your place. Heat them up in a few minutes. You're ready to go. You're not whipping up a whole dinner for yourself. You don't have time for that. Freshly is going to give you everything you need, and most importantly, give you time, because that's what you really need. Time you spend with your mom or other people. The point is, right now you make summer dinners stress-free with Freshly. And you can get $125 off your first 5 orders at freshly.com/flagrant. That's $125 off at freshly.com/flagrant. Hard dicks are important. They're important to you. They're important to your girl. They're important to your side chick. They're important to your mom. You wouldn't be here if your mom didn't love hard dick at least once. Okay? And your dad probably had to do that the old-fashioned way. Shit might not have been fully hard. Dick looking like a sleeve. The reality is now your wife doesn't have to go through the things that your mom did back in the day. Okay? Now your wife can get her back broken the way that you wish your mom did. Regularly. Whenever. Doesn't matter. Out all night drinking whiskey. Back broke. The point is, Blue Chew has got your wife and your wife's back, okay? Wife back looking sticky. So, BlueChew.com. BlueChew.com. Same active ingredient that's inside Viagra and Cialis. It's the only one, man. I'm telling you, it's the only one. You got to do it. You got to try it for your wife's sake. And ladies, if you're watching right now, you already know what time it is. You want to feel that. You want to feel that go farther than it's ever gone before. You know what I mean? You want to feel that. BlueChew.com. And you know what? It's free. All you got to do is pay $5 shipping. Just use the promo code Flagrant. Just use the promo code Flagrant, $5 shipping, and you got it. Okay? BlueChew.com.
Also, guys, speaking of greed, something I don't make any money off of whatsoever is happening, but it's really fucking cool. An album is coming out of Bring Back a Poo. A while ago, somebody reached out to me at 800 Pound Gorilla, and I responded to them specifically because they did 441 with Andrew. So, Bring Back a Poo is coming out August 16th. It's going to be on Spotify. It's going to be on Sirius. It's going to be on iTunes. Help me fucking grow. Send it to all your homies. Send it to all your South Asian, whatever you fucking call your brown friends who are brown like me, and say, yo, this is the funniest motherfucker that looks like us that's doing it right now. We'll be the funniest ever. Let's start a movement. Spread the fucking word. Also, go to akashsingh.com for dates and tickets. I'm going to be in Tempe, Arizona. I'm going to be in Orlando. I'm going to be in West Nyack. But Bring Back a Poo is an album. Cool shit is happening. Support it. I'm greedy, but I don't have nearly as much as Andrew, so let's help me get to that point where I can snort on a promo. Because right now, I come to you humbly with my head in my hand. akashsingh.com, Bring Back a Poo, August 16th.
There's this group of people online who I fucking hate. And they're the ones who will clip your podcast up and take it out of context, where all of the build up to the joke, all of the punchline, everything that explains it is not involved. And they're like, see? And then they know what they've done to you. Then they're using fake outrage to take you down, to then further their own shit. Those cunts are the most talented twats that are online.
They can't just create content people like.
So they're looking for that all the time.
Yeah, and they're tapping into like existing feeling. So they're just going, what are these people already mad at? Well, I'll give them something more for that.
Literally, I grew up, like I've had people like call me all sorts of like anti this, anti that. I'm like, you have no idea the people I grew up with, who I am, anything like that. Like you couldn't be further from the truth, you know?
Yeah.
But fucking
that's the thing that annoys me most. Like the clout chasing pods or the clout chasing creators, it just frustrates me. If they acknowledge it and they're like, listen, like we can't make content that people like without causing beef, then I'd actually be okay with it. But acting as if you're doing it through virtue.
Oh, I fucking hate it.
I have to expose this. I have to
virtue
show the world about this person. No, you don't. You have to fucking sell Blue Chew like the rest of us. And the way that you do it is by starting beefs. We do it by being funny. We do it by having interesting conversations. And if you could do that, nobody that can be funny or interesting tries to clout chase.
You've nailed it. And those podcasts out there,
no girl that's interesting shows her tits.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? There's no like interesting girl that's like, here's my pussy. That is the last resort. That is boxing for women.
Only fans are when the other things didn't work out.
No, but for real, it's like you go there because there's nothing else you can do to make a living that's that much money
you don't
or get attention.
I love this.
You don't think there's one porn star that's like thoughtful, interesting? One OnlyFans girl?
You know what's going to be,
but
ironic?
They can't make enough. Sorry, but they can't make as much money doing that, and they don't want to put the time in to build that career when this is right there. Now, I'm also saying this as a guy who doesn't have that option. If we were all able to just throw our pussy up on OnlyFans and make millions of dollars, we might not be in this library.
What about the ones who delude themselves? You know what I mean? The ones who, so they'll post their gym picture with their arse crack right there. And then in the caption, it's like there's like multiple paragraphs of like, you can be comfortable in your own body. And like, you know.
Yo, if you're explaining, you're losing. Tom Brady. If you're explaining, you're losing. You know what the fuck you're posting.
Yeah.
And no girl that's making, like, there's no fucking female CEO with an OnlyFans. Right? There's no female CEO who's just like, I'm comfortable with my body. Here's my fucking crotch. Right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it's like, it is.
Can you imagine the CEO of Pepsi had an OnlyFans?
Yeah. Beyonce isn't
Can you
starting
imagine the CEO of
OnlyFans.
Pepsi had an OnlyFans? Wouldn't that be crazy?
I mean, we would buy it in a fucking heartbeat.
And there's probably a CEO of a porn company that has an OnlyFans.
Which one?
I don't know. There's probably one. I don't know. I'm not familiar.
I bet the
enough with porn
CEO of
companies,
OnlyFans doesn't have an OnlyFans.
Facts.
Yeah, they're running OnlyFans. But I'm like, this guy.
How much are
has a
OnlyFans
studio.
like men making? Because obviously the women making a fucking fortune.
I mean, Tyga's making money, but I think he's fucking girls. But like, you need women to make money if you're being naked. Like, male models don't make a lot of money. Male strippers don't make a lot of money. This is just like,
I'm pretty
Nobody
sure
wants to see
male
us
porn
naked.
stars don't, because it always says at the start, if you want to be in the videos, apply here. I'm like,
It's more like a volunteer position. I
I don't want to be in the video.
Shout out to you for watching the start, dude.
Yes.
you like the whole build,
Mate,
bro.
it's the build up. You know what I mean? I like my porn like I like my fights. I need build up to it. You know what I mean? We can't just
Press
get to the main
conference.
event.
Yeah.
Give me something to invest in.
Yeah.
So
100%.
Yeah, I have a question. What's the origin of your back and forth with Andrew Tate?
Andrew Tate. Oh, Andrew was on. I did a bit of a comedy show where we would just do like little bits of news, bit of joke here and there, and that. And I'd seen some videos of him back in 2018 because he basically has been chasing fame for years. People don't realize this guy is the most desperate, fame-hungry person.
Really?
He was in Big Brother. Like
I knew he was in Big Brother.
He's wanted to be famous for years because the guy's, I don't know, there's some issues there. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
But I just literally was like, the way this guy talks about women is like, as we all know, a fucking joke.
Yeah, yeah.
So we
funny, though.
we
I thought he got it.
what's that?
I thought he got it. I thought he got it.
Oh, you thought he was bang on, did you? You thought like finally someone gets it. Finally someone is speaking out for all the men out there.
Queen, preach.
So yeah, and there was footage of him fucking hitting women and all sorts of wild shit.
Yeah.
And me and my boy were like, yeah, we'll throw him in, you know, but like bearing in mind, like he was like 7th on the list of stories to talk about back in 2018.
Yeah.
So he was in there, and like him having the ego he has, he was all like crying about it, and, like hating me, and I was like, okay, moving on. Like, and I just forgot about it. And like from that moment on, he's like, someone challenged me, like, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck, mate. Like, you know what I mean? So, so he's still talking about it to this day, and I'm like, I'm living in your head rent free, mate. You're literally so bothered about me.
Yeah.
Like everyone's talking about him, he's talking about me. I
Why
couldn't
do you
give a
think
shit.
that? Why do you think that you got under his skin?
Because we're very good at what we do. Like we psychoanalyze people with like minimal effort. Like, you know, like this is a guy who missed a few hugs of his mother. I think we can all agree. There's a man there. You know, because my mother always said, judge a man by how he talks about his mother, and women in general will follow suit as well, right? And I thought we joke on, right? We
What
joke
did I say
on
about my mom?
but like,
She's getting good dick.
yeah, and so she should, man. So she should.
Y'all don't
Let
care
her
if your
eat
mom's
dick.
getting good dick. None of y'all care.
This guy missed a few hugs, you know what I mean?
I got
Clearly. And it's a sad state of affairs, you know what I mean? If Mrs. Tate had fucking...
I'm sorry, you gotta give us a second to laugh at this guy.
Son, he talks
They
crazy
making
about
fun
it.
of me, bro. They
talks
think that I'm Andrew
crazy.
Tate, bro. They think just because my mom is Scottish and doesn't hug as much.
She left you on a swing one time. Remember she left you on the swing?
She did leave me on a swing and I got a rash, but it is what it is, okay? I forgive.
I feel sorry for him, if anything, to be honest with you. Like, because this is the thing, is like all that money clearly still miserable. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much anger there. Like, where's that coming from?
You think
Do
it's
you know what
real?
I mean? Huh?
You think it's real? I think it's a funny character.
I think no. This has been going on for years. This has been a build-up of him trying to get people to be.
It's his genius zone.
But is it though? Like, is that what you want to be known for? Is that really like? You're a piece of shit towards women. Well done. That's your legacy.
Yeah.
Well done, mate.
Yeah. There's always going to be a place on the internet for guys explaining to incels that they can't get laid because women hate them.
%. Like this guy, the Netflix documentary that they've just done, The Most Hated Man on the Internet. It's literally Andrew Tate, but like 10 years ago. This is not the first time we've seen this. This guy, what is it? Areyouup.com or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
This is Andrew Tate. It's the same guy.
Now, that being said,
You're not even original. At least be original, you prick. You know what I mean?
now, if he was a wrestling character and he said the lines that he said, objectively funny?
I can find humor in it.
Objectively funny.
But the problem is, right?
Yeah.
And here's the
problem is women don't put their body count on their forehead.
No, but the problem is
that is a problem.
He means it. Like he if you look at this guy's track record, there's some dark shit there. Like, we're all laughing, oh, it's a big this guy literally has some issues with women. Like, this guy has raised his hands with women. There's some, like, if you look on his Wikipedia, human trafficking and rape are all in the Wikipedia, bro. So like
the R word?
You know? Like, if you If you're that much of a fucking expert with women, why are you having to force the issue, bro?
Oh,
That's what I would say.
But
So,
is that like a fact that he was?
well, I mean, it's on his Wikipedia, so I'm assuming there's some truth to it.
Must be real.
Yeah, I mean, there's videos of him slapping women around online. And,
Really?
Yeah, but like, this is the thing is, TikTok is the weirdest place because anywhere else, you can't get famous while doing all that shit.
That's
But
not true.
TikTok, they're like, pretty funny, right?
That's not true. YouTube Shorts is how Andrew found out
Fair
about
play.
it.
Okay.
TikTok is how I found out about it.
Yeah.
But,
Andrew Schultz is on
yeah, he
the
just
Mom
needs a
Issues
hug.
YouTube Shorts.
You really think that he just needs a hug? That's what it is.
He needs his mother needs to come back in his life. Like, let's be real here. Where is she? Someone needs to have a word.
Where do you think?
I don't know,
I
man.
think
It
she's.
sounds like he got under your skin a little bit.
Oh, he got into my skin.
It sounds
I
like
think
it.
I'm not the one who's been talking about him for 4 years, bro. I'm literally. This is the first time I've ever talked about him.
Really?
You've asked me. I couldn't give a shit about Andrew Tate.
Really?
Would you box him or celebrity boxing?
Well, he has a
Jake
fighting
Paul?
background.
If well, I mean,
I see. I
if
knew
he
he
come
didn't
up to me
respect
in
you.
my face,
Yeah.
I would absolutely punch him in the face. But am I going to make effort to go running every morning? No, I don't care. You know, he's not worth that. He's not worth that.
so much.
Like, you know, we can do it right here, right now, but I'm not getting in a ring and making an effort. You know what I mean? He's not worth
I can
it.
fight anybody, but am I doing what to do?
At the end
Working?
of the day, it comes down to that, bro. Like, if you didn't
I've
need
got
cardio,
a podcast
bro,
to make. I've got a business to run. I'm not going to take time out to worry about Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm not like him. I'm not daddy's little rich boy. I got to earn my shit to get here. Do you know what I mean? So let's get that out there. That he's a little rich boy
Oh,
as
did he
well.
come from money?
Oh, he come from money.
No
yeah,
way.
I'm not just talking about the human trafficking money that he's got either. I'm talking about the money that came before the money. Oh, no doubt I've given him a load of fucking content a day.
Yeah.
This will keep him going for another 4 fucking years, will it? You know what I mean?
Don't worry, you guys are gonna be best friends in like 2 years.
Yeah, I'll be making money off of his fucking dumbass as well, will I? So, Andrew, you're fighting Floyd Mayweather? No, I'm joking. He's not
Maybe you
fighting.
guys
To be
fight-
fair, Battle of the Rapists, him and Floyd, that will make for a good one. To be fair. Battle of the Rapists, let's get it on. Don King, you're welcome. I've given you the title of the fight, mate. Go for it. Who's the biggest rapist?
Rumble of the Rapists.
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, dude. Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
Mark brought this up once. He goes, a joke, not like I'm saying something on a podcast as if I mean it, but you don't really know, but a clear like misdirection, punchline, cancellation.
I mean, Shane is the closest one.
Well, I don't think Shane was canceled for the joke. He wasn't doing a bit. Like if you see Shane's actual stand-up, it's
Right.
nothing like the
Yeah.
thing that he got canceled for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I and you posed the question. I'm like, I don't know if that's happened to anybody.
I mean, maybe possibly Kevin Hart.
But that was
Chappelle.
a tweet.
Chappelle.
But he was trying to be
I
funny.
mean, he's not canceled, but that's a massive controversy.
Chappelle has,
protest.
as Rogan would call it, escape velocity, meaning like sometimes you're so big you just can't pull him down. Elon has that. Doesn't matter what the fuck Elon does. He's like attached to too many things. Like getting Elon out of here would like lose like the government money. So they're like, ugh, all right, fucking let him
You can
be.
only be cancelled if you allow it, though, innit? Like,
Talk to me about that.
like what we were talking about earlier about a friend of ours who allowed it. You know, the minute you go into hiding and you just try and run away, and that's when the cancellation is you running from people's opinions of you. That's really cancellation.
That's the food. They get hungry
Oh,
when
they
they
love
see
it.
that. Yeah.
They love it. Imagine how fucked up your life's got to be, though, for you to worry about that. That's pretty sad.
Yeah.
Just sitting on Reddit, fucking hours and hours and hours going by every day.
Yeah. Brutal.
Yeah, I feel for those guys. They missed a few hugs as well.
You think so?
Absolutely.
So wait a minute, do you think the reason why, oh, this is interesting. The reason why you're able to be so honest with what's going on in your life
I love myself.
and you love yourself because your mom loved you.
Well, yeah, but also I'm also a decent guy, so I'm cool with all of the little things about me that I don't think are great.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're a good man underneath it. All of that is, yeah, it's fucked up, and yeah, you've made this mistake, and yeah, you did this thing and whatever, and you regret that. But the point is I'm a good guy, so that's all right.
And sometimes when someone loves us, it makes us feel like we're lovable. And the people that don't ever get that love, I think it's hard for them to even be around people that embrace them because they're like, well, if you love me, then something must be wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, as therapized as it sounds, like, if you love yourself, you can accept love.
Unfortunately, I think so much shit comes back to our upbringings, and when you have a fucked up upbringing where, like, let's be honest, it's no coincidence that serial killers, their childhoods weren't that good.
Yeah.
Funny that.
You don't say.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, like the ones who, like, fucked their mother's skull after cutting the head off and that. You know, didn't have a great upbringing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's why I'm able to look at people like Andrew Tate and go, clearly some... I mean, your dad was a chess player. Probably, I don't imagine chess players are that loving. Do you know what I mean? He spends hours a day moving,
trying to capture the queen.
Like,
you know what I mean?
It's not really the most like giving personality trait. You know what I mean?
Interesting. Yeah.
He plays a board game fucking 12 hours a day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe he should have been paying attention to his son. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. This is probably going to annoy him a little bit.
I don't know.
Maybe it's true though. Maybe he'll look at himself within himself and go, my God.
Yeah.
My dad should have put down the chessboard.
Do you think...
This is mad. Do you know what my dad was doing? My dad was in jail. My dad was a real bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
My dad would fucking stab you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My dad broke people's legs for a living at points.
Yeah.
Really?
It's just that he's a bad
But he
motherfucker.
found the time to give you a hug.
Do you know what it is? He really did. That's it. He really did. When he got out, he gave the best hugs. Do you know what I mean? What a guy. Dad, thanks. Appreciate you. Do you know what I mean? And I still turned out better than Andrew Tate. So there you go.
Dude, do you think the reason why he brands himself as the king is because he wants his father
King
to
of
protect
what?
him?
Know what I mean?
Yeah,
King of what?
Romania.
I get, drive your little fucking fast cars and whatever, but ultimately, like I look at people like that and I think, I just want you to be happy. Just be happy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Did it take you time to be happy?
Oh yeah, it did. Yeah.
When did that start? When did happiness start?
Well, it all started.
Not the bullshit like I buy a car, I'm happy. I'm talking about like I
True
kind of
contentment.
accept myself.
Yeah.
I'd say, ironically, you know, I think it may have happened like in the last few years where I've just been like, oh, I'm actually all right with all of that stuff. Like when you get shamed publicly, it's a gift and a curse because all of a sudden everyone's laughing at you like, oh, you're the DM guy. But then in my head, like after I'd come out with that, I was like,
You're free.
Yeah, I am.
You're free.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fuck it. Like whatever you want to think about me, it's cool. And that it's like the most freeing thing in the world. There's a guy who wrote a book about it called So You've Been Publicly Shamed, and it's all about that experience that people go through. Some people hang themselves.
Yeah.
Some people can't get through it.
Yeah.
And then the other people,
Powerful.
yeah.
The other side is powerful.
It's like, what are you gonna say? I don't give a fuck.
I've went through it and I still feel good about myself. I can go through it again. It's the same
Absolutely.
thing we were talking about. Like
It's easier every time, by the way.
Uh-huh.
So
It's like a
like any
breakup.
little thing that people brush up against me now when they're like if someone threatens me with anything, I'm like,
All right.
the first time went well.
Yeah,
Go for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. There's a bouncing back. There is a power to that, to the resilience.
Oh, I'm a resilient motherfucker, me. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Why do you think? What builds resilience? And can you build that in a kid without them experiencing fucked up shit?
You know what I think builds resilience is like, that's what we were talking about before. It's the love that, and as corny as it sounds, but if that love is put in you early on,
That's
and
the
you
foundation.
feel that love, you're like, no. Like whenever that, it's about to cross over into, I am shit, I am worse than anything. Everything that they are saying is true about me. It's like underneath all of that, there's that person who loved you from day one who makes you go, no, you are a good person. You are these things. Don't let them win. You know what I mean? I think that's where the strength comes from.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. You need that foundation. So it's like, it's love, but there's always the fear of parents, which is like coddling. Yeah, I've heard this a lot of times with parents, especially with fathers, right? The fathers, a lot of times, my dad wasn't like this. My dad was like he was the love factory for me. But a lot of times you hear, even like my friends who are having kids now, well, I don't want them to be soft.
Chess players are notoriously like that.
It's a tough thing.
They're tough guys. Those chess players, man. They're tough guys. Really, they're raising some hard men out there. You know what I mean? Because I thought it was like the people who are in prison stabbing people that you want to be careful about. But it's the chess players, man. You go watch out for the quiet ones. Honestly, it's tough.
Oh my God, dude! Fuck.
Okay. All right. So outside of chess players, What?
They're just dark.
Yeah, it gets dark,
The dark
right?
arts.
Yeah, the dark
The dark arts of chess.
The Harry Potters of chess.
Absolutely, man.
So
my
you
God.
have kids. How are you going to make your kids resilient
You gotta.
without them going through fucked up things that you went through? You don't want your kids to experience the trauma you went through, right?
No. If when the time comes, I'd want to be good dad and make sure that I'm loving, caring, plenty of hugs, plenty of attention, all the good stuff in life. Show them how to treat people well. That's all you need to do.
Are you going to
Easy as
ban
that.
chess in your household?
No chess. Honestly, such a weird guy, isn't it? Honestly. Such a weird guy. I still can't believe it. Like this came out recently, and I was like, "He's still talking about me." That was
Really?
genuinely. We made a video in 2018. I've never spoken about him since. So weird, man.
Really?
Yeah. Can you think about this? Right? You make it a joke in 2018.
Yeah.
Someone's still talking about it 4 years later.
Did you
That is
say
weird,
something
bro.
that really stung?
I guess I've just got a habit of putting my finger on the where.
Where it hurts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Call it how I say it, but hopefully he takes this one a bit better.
Would you play him in chess for charity?
I think that may be something we should set up. Yeah, yeah, because I'm all about charity.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I raised 100 grand for disabled children last year.
100 grand for
Really?
spazzes. That's pretty
Oh my
impressive.
gosh, you can't
There you
say
go.
that.
This guy.
I'm in America. You just can't call them retards.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call them is fine. But the main thing is I'm looking after them. Don't you worry, I got them.
How'd you raise the 100 grand?
Definitely not jogging.
We did well. Actually,
Get
you're wrong.
the fuck out of here.
We played soccer. We did a influencer five-a-side tournament, and we had like a big time footballer turn up, and Twitch donated. We got all the people to donate. Raised like the children's like hospital / accommodation. It cost them 250 grand a year to stay open, and we raised 100 grand. We're going to do it again this year. It's going to be great.
We need to do some charity, bro.
Yeah. I agree.
Every time I
do you
suggest
know who
charity,
doesn't do charity work?
Who?
Andrew Tate.
Is that right?
We need to start a charity.
We need to start
The
charity.
Flagrant Fund.
But every time I try to suggest that, you push back.
Yeah,
Stop
Mark
this.
is not into it. He wants all the money
Why
to go
do
to
you
the
think
church.
that? What is it about like helping the starving or whatever that you don't want to do?
Starving. Isn't it? You know
like-
so little about charity. I bring
Yeah,
this up to him all the time. I'm like,
This guy's never donated a
years,
pound.
for charity.
For years,
Like,
I'm like,
we
yo, we should
got it.
start a donation or a fund. And he was like,
Hasn't been
should.
years. He's really trying to make himself look good now.
No, I suggested it,
When was the first time I brought this up to you? It's
and
just
you
like-
made it a whole Jesus thing. Fucking dork. You did. You made it a whole Jesus thing, and I,
just
was like,
look
let's.
him,
why
that's
can't-
why.
He brought it up to me no shit a week ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to you. When
Yeah.
did I bring it up to you?
I brought it up to you 2 years ago. I said, why don't we help some people? Why don't we use our newfound influence and riches to help people?
Who would you like to help? Who would
You said Jesus, dude.
I said that?
Yes.
Why does
That
Jesus
does
need money?
sound like you.
It does sound like
You said, let's give it to the church. The church knows what to do with it.
Okay, that actually wouldn't be the worst option, okay? But I feel like we could give it to people directly.
And then you said this, which was weird. You were like, well, why don't we just give it to the government? Because they know how to spend money effectively. That was weird that you said that.
Exactly. We get some new roads or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I thought that maybe we should do a charity. And I think that we should help. I don't know. What do you think?
I'm not
pick,
an expert.
Pick your favorite one. Just pick the one that you donate to the most.
Probably Jews, a fucking landlord. Every month I'm giving them a goddamn donation out of my
You
fucking
can't
bank
just pick a
account.
group
I
of
hope they're
people
doing
and say it's
something
a
with
charity.
that
That's
fucking
not,
money. What?
You can't just pick an ethnic group and just be like, oh, that's who I'm donating
Oh.
to. That's not how that works.
Okay.
Struggling podcasters.
So, can we do that?
in LA. Yeah, I've heard that's it. They really need our help right now.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah,
True Jordy out here.
Funny, dog.
Out here
Holy
shooting.
shit.
Like Nile Ranger.
You got it that time.
I mean,
You
you've
know.
got no. So
Okay.
poor Niall, man. Come
Shout
on.
out to Niall, bro.
Shout
I
out
saw
to
him
Nile
work at the
Ranger.
Tesco, dude. I walked down to the.
There's a guy you don't want to cross the time.
Well, that's a big man.
He's about 6'5", yeah.
6'5".
Yeah.
Whoa. Can he knuckle up?
I would think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's pretty tough, to be fair to him.
And he wasn't trying to be tough with you at all.
No, he was lovely, actually. Good
Really?
man.
Yeah. Breath smelled good.
Yeah.
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 Fire.
I didn't get that close.
Oh, okay.
but
Okay.
I'm assuming. It's a big table.
Yeah. Okay. Well, listen. I know we don't have all night with you, Brian. But before we leave, I want to be here to answer any questions that you have about America. before you come? Because I think that you're gonna
I've
come
never
over.
been.
You've never
Get
been to
the
America?
Never
fuck-
been.
Wait, are you
Never
a felon
been.
or something like that?
I've never been.
Can
to
you
America.
legally come to America?
I
feel like
can't.
you're
I'm
basing
not
that
like
on-
John Fury or
Oh,
anything.
what's it called? You know what that was about?
But about the mafia, the Irish mafia.
Yeah.
Fucking mad, right?
But the tricky thing is, I actually understand Tommy's situation,
Tommy's just been roped into this sort
Exactly.
of thing. Yeah.
and you can't because what they're using him is for leverage, right? Like they're gonna bring him into the fucking office, ask all about it, and Tommy's just like, I'm just fucking hanging around these
Tommy's
people.
the last person you want to ask anything to.
Wait, really?
Well, he's just a kid, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like a good-looking lad, but
Yeah.
he's not like.
He seems kind of sweet to
But
me.
he's not going to hack into NASA anytime soon. Do you know what I mean? You guys don't have to worry about national security with
Wait,
Tommy Fury.
Wait,
Back in
what
the
are you
net.
saying?
You know what I mean?
What are you saying?
Well, I'm just not saying he's not the smartest person you'll ever meet in your life. He's just a nice guy. You know?
He's a nice guy.
Yeah.
But is he like a fucking idiot? Is that
What? That's not what he said.
was that what you were saying?
That's
Or
what I
like,
Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of Furies. There's only one Andrew Tate. I've got to be careful with these Furies. Nah, I like the Furies. They're good people.
No,
Good
no,
people.
no, dude. I felt bad for Tommy because I know that situation where like
He
the
could have made
second-
$2 million,
bro.
and it was robbed from him just because he knew a guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Brutal.
And it would be hard for him if he went in there and started answering questions,
Oh yeah. That's not worth $2 million.
right? Like that's more stress for everybody.
I think his dad seen it coming because his dad did a video on social beforehand being like, we can't go to America, so it's got to be somewhere else. And I think he knew like,
Oh fuck.
yeah, because his dad can't get into America because he gouged a man's eye out years ago.
Really?
I don't know if you know about Big John, but Big
No.
John's a character.
Is his dad a bad man?
His dad's a bad motherfucker.
Talk to me.
For sure. Like, he's a big guy. Like, he's in his 50s, and you think to yourself, not many 50-year-old men who you'd probably think twice about, like, in that regard, but he's up there.
Big guy.
His hands are like shovels. He's more intimidating than Tyson Fury.
Wow.
Get out of here.
Yeah, because he's the guy who created Tyson. Like, he's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
Really?
he's just like, yeah.
And you got to drink 30 Diet Cokes a day to cope with what your dad did to you. That's probably a scary motherfucker.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he gouged. It says on the internet like he gouged a man's eye out over a debt. You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
He was a journeyman boxer, but like
I remember that.
Yeah, like bare knuckle and all that as well. But very talented, actually. Apparently, I think that's probably why he put his sons into it and trained them up. You know?
Yeah. I mean Tyson.
When
This is-
Tyson, you know, when Tyson beat Deontay Wilder, they
Yeah.
had a live camera on John in this country because he couldn't get in America. And he screams at the camera and he goes, "That's what's come out of these balls." Like the ultimate proud dad comment, innit? Fucking crazy.
There's a great conversation that he has on the phone with his dad.
Oh yeah. That's
That
on
almost
that
made me
same bit.
cry,
Yeah.
dude. Like it was so
Yeah.
vulnerable, and
You're
he was
the
just
best man that ever lived.
bro. And I was too strong for him, Dad. I rolled him right over.
Yeah,
I was-
yeah.
Oh, dude,
That's
it
great.
was so cool.
I love that moment.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, he seemed like a little kid. This is the heavyweight champ in the world.
Talking
he
to
looked
his
like he
old
was
man.
13 years old.
Still a child though
Yeah.
in that moment.
Yeah.
That's what happens when your family loves you.
Yeah,
I think that's
I knew
what we
it was
can.
Yo, real talk. Real talk,
Yeah.
dude.
You got
Like,
some hugs.
yo, it was honestly, and this is maybe a hot take about Tyson. I think that Tyson is the greatest heavyweight ever. I think he's the greatest, which makes him probably I don't know.
What's the boxing expert saying though? What do you think?
I agree with that one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you mean that in the sense
For
of
heavyweight, yes.
if they all
Not
fought
great
If they
as
all
heavyweight.
fought each other, I don't think anybody could beat Tyson.
because of right, okay. Yeah.
I think the size, the skill, now the power. Earlier in his career, he didn't see this power, and all of a sudden, like he's just fucking dropping
I
people.
think Usyk could give him some trouble.
Oh, he's so small, dude.
He's not. He's not.
Usyk's what, 6'2"?
No, but when you meet Tyson, although he's like he has weaknesses as well though. Like he's big, but if you watch Anthony Joshua versus Alexander Usyk, and then right afterwards watch Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury, how slow the Fury Wilder fight went is alarming. You realize the pace that Usyk sets is light speed. So I'm not saying that Usyk would beat Tyson, but I think he'll give him a lot of problems. This is the fittest heavyweight we've ever seen. No one is as fit as Usyk. No one, not at that size. Like he's 6'3" as well. People think he's a small man. He's massive.
But what happens when Tyson starts leaning on him? What happens when he grabs him up and he leans on him, and you got 300 whatever fucking pounds he is?
I don't think he can get close enough with how fast Usyk is to employ that that you can do that to a Wilder who's gassed after 2 rounds. Usyk's feet never stop moving for 12 rounds. He does 4-minute rounds with 30 seconds rest in training. He is the fittest guy. Like, and I'm not saying that. I just think calling it over and like Fury's talking right now about, oh, I'm the greatest of my generation. You haven't fought AJ. You haven't fought Usyk. Lennox Lewis fought everyone.
Look, Lennox is the other one.
Yeah.
Right? And Lennox got caught by Hasim Rahman. I think that hurts the legacy. But like Lennox was the other one. I was like, I don't really see anybody beating him. Before that, it was like, and again, this isn't even my generation just watching it. Like Larry Holmes was fucking unbelievable, right? I mean, were you, no, you're younger than me.
I went back and watched though. Like I interviewed Muhammad Ali's grandson recently. I don't know if you've seen
the kid
that.
who's boxing now?
Yeah. And it's called like The Legacy Continues. And I was watching old Muhammad Ali videos and
I mean, Ali was unbelievable. Ali also at the peak weight.
Is it
like
fair to compare someone though and say greatest ever when without Muhammad Ali, the Fury ain't going to be doing half the shit he's doing right now? Like, is the innovator, the original creator, the greatest? Or is the guy who watched that and went, oh, let me put my... You know what I mean?
I mean, like, when it comes to boxing, it's like, who would win? Like, that's just what makes it
I guess if
greatest.
you're saying that, then Fury's probably right up there, yeah.
Who was the most influential?
Yeah.
Like, nobody's going to be compared
It is
to
tough
Ali.
with 50 years of science, technology, everything else added on.
Because who knows? What if Muhammad Ali was raised now? Like, he'd probably fight at cruiserweight, and he'd be like the most dominant.
Or he would have grown up a lot bigger because he would have been fed a lot more, and he would have been a huge guy. But I think that Fury's wins, his best wins against Klitschko and Deontay, they don't. There's just not enough of a legacy right now for me to go like. When you look at what Lennox did or what all the wars Muhammad Ali, like to me, being great is not just winning all the time. Being great is like overcoming adversity, and no one had more than Muhammad Ali because when his legs were gone, he came back. Yeah, the guy was a punching bag at times, and he still overcome it.
I mean, that's what led to the last thing you want to know about yourself as a boxer is you have a great jaw. And early in his career, he was never touched, and later in his career, he found out that he could take a hit. I mean, that Frazier fight where he gets his jaw broken, and then goes to decision. I mean, that's insane.
Have you seen Mike Tyson's clip where they say like, "What do you think of Muhammad Ali compared to you?"
Like,
and Tyson starts crying.
Yeah,
he's like, "He's willing to die for this, and I'm not him." That was when I was like,
"Yeah, no, Ali is a different dude." My pops was a journalist, and he would get to interview Ali a lot, and he has like footage of him like shadow boxing with Muhammad Ali. It's like the craziest thing ever.
Wow.
And Ali as a joke, he goes, "What do you box? Oranges?" But he asked Ali before Frazier. He goes, "Dude, not Frazier." He asked Ali before Foreman. He goes, "How are you going to beat this guy? Like this? If people don't remember, like when Foreman fought Frazier, which was before Ali, he hit Frazier with an uppercut that lifted him off the canvas. Like the power was different. Like nobody had seen this before, right? So." The idea that Ali was going to come back and like fight him, it was like, what, are you crazy? Like he goes, how are you going to beat this guy? And he goes, Ali goes, here's the thing, like you do what you do. All these people, you do what you do. You know how to be a journalist. Scientists know how to be scientists. Like I know how to box. I'm just going to get it done. It's simple as that. Like, there's not even a question in my mind, I'm going to beat this guy, and you're stupid to think that I'm not going to beat him. Like, the supreme confidence. Everybody thought it was bullshit, and he goes out there and he fucking gets it done, and that wasn't the original strategy. The rope-a-dope was not the original strategy, but he just found a fucking way.
Did you hear Foreman's interview on him where Foreman was like, I hit him, and it was just like...
I never experienced...
Yeah, he said, I felt like I was in there with someone on a sort of like supernatural. Like, and I think that the power of the mind is like, you really see that in fighting sometimes. Like, I think realistically, Tyson Fury probably shouldn't have won a few of his fights against Deontay Wilder there. Like,
he said
when he got nailed to the floor, like when he got dropped twice in that round, how many fighters get back up and then knock this guy out? But he's got it up there where I think religion helps fighters as well.
Talk to me.
Well,
this idea that like
that God is with you in there and all of that. Like, I think Muhammad Ali had that. And one of my mates who was a really high-level amateur boxer, I boxed for Great Britain, and that he was like, I wish I was religious, because it seems to fucking motivate the hell out of these fuckers I'm fighting. Do you know what I mean? He's in there as a fucking atheist thinking, for fuck's sake, I wish God was with me right now.
Yeah, because like if they die in the ring, they get to go to heaven.
They're convinced that there's nothing to risk yet. Do you know what I mean?
It's a huge advantage. It removes the urgency of survival.
Maybe they should make suicide bombers boxers.
Yes.
Just saying.
Whoa.
That's a great idea.
That'd be a good promotion. That'd be crazy.
There we go.
I've been saying I want a Pakistani champion. We could really just get this done.
Loser blows himself up.
Okay, sir, anything before you leave? Please tell the people where they can find you. I watch your podcast. I think it's great. You've got some amazing interviews up already. So what I often tell people who have a podcast is don't say just listen to the podcast. Tell them an interview that is a great example of your work, and then they can just start at that one.
I'd say the Louis Theroux one has got to be up there. He is just the funniest dude, and we talked about him being in there with the pedophiles in prison and all that, and all these all of you crazy Americans. And then also, I also interviewed a girl called Elizabeth Smart, who was kidnapped for 9 months.
Yeah.
And that was one of those ones where I was like, fuck me, I might cry here. Like, this was hearing about when she was taken at 14 years old by this crazy Mormon guy.
Yeah.
And it was like one of the most challenging as an interviewer interviews. So yeah, those are the two ends of the spectrum for me. Would be very serious, like in-depth, or very funny and lighthearted.
Okay, and then lastly, what is the dream podcast interview?
Joe Rogan. And I hate to be cliche.
He's the GOAT, bro.
No, but before I had a job, I was just sitting listening to him and Eddie Bravo just chatting shit. I'm a day one sort of thing. So I think but it wouldn't necessarily, I feel like I've heard everything he has to say. It's just more of just to sit with him and be like, hey, I did it. But aside from that, maybe like a rapper, like
Andrew Tate, maybe.
Maybe not Andrew Tate. Like Eminem or someone like that.
Yeah.
Like some global superstar. But more just to say, hey, I did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd like to get you on.
I would love that.
Absolutely.
Anytime.
Next time you're back in the UK.
100%.
Let's do it.
I'm there.
I think this is going to be...
this is going to be a fun one.
This is going to go down well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You're
Cheers,
a good man,
boys.
dude. Hey, listen, True Geordie, go check out
Thank
all
you
his
very
shit.
much.
Support all his shit.
Appreciate it.
Really, like, so impressed with everything you're doing out here. I mean that.
Thanks
bro.
very much,
like,
bro.
absolutely
Appreciate
killing
you.
it, dude.
If you ever need a studio, I'll put you in mine.
Please.
Absolutely.
Please. I really mean that. But no, you were fucking crushing it. And like, yeah, I do not, I hope you don't give a flying fuck about mainstream acceptance, because that is a sinking ship and you are on the rising tide. So
1,000,000%.
please do not care about that.
Absolutely.
Okay. My
Cheers,
man.
boys.
Cheers.
Thanks very much.